Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Urban Absurdity. I'm one of the hosts, OG Ron.
I was gonna let you do it this time. Whack. And I'm Bionica.
And this is your boy, Cortez.
Fresh from rehab.
I'm out, baby. I try to hold a real nigga down in there.
I was going to put some money in your books, but I'll get paid till next week, bro.
Oh, fuck.
And then since he was only in there for 48 hours.
Yeah, I got out of there.
Do they got books in rehab, or is that just jail?
Nigga Ray J was in there. Fab.
Here?
Ray J and Fab, they was beefing the whole goddamn time.
Ducked
I
off
got
in
up out of
Kansas
there.
City.
No, they have it where in rehab where you can put money and they can buy things.
Hey, I think I told the story. I've been to rehab. It's like jail. It's worse than jail. When you first come in, they don't let you call nobody because I guess when you going in the rehab state, they were like, you can't talk to nobody.
Damn.
You can't. It's a lot of things you can't do when you go in there. So I'm thinking I snuck a cell phone in. Them motherfuckers doing room checks. I'm like, dude, I thought this was like Club Fed or something.
Damn, man.
You can't talk to nobody because somebody will convince, and you can't have no visitors. Like about 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, for the first, because you are supposed to, it's just supposed to be you working on you, not you getting help from,
Terrible.
because they feel like if the other people could have helped you, you wouldn't have needed to be in there in the first place.
Yeah, and I was there for my weed addiction.
Who said,
Nigga
sir?
even had no weed addiction.
I was on probation. I couldn't stop. I dropped dirty every fucking month.
That's an
Dang,
addiction.
bro.
Yeah, I did 30 days in jail. They was like, you know what? You can't stop. Yeah, it's an addiction if you know you're going to jail, if they keep testing you. So I did 2 30-day stints, and after the last one, they was like, you know what? You're going to have to do a year in jail. You know what I mean? Because of the case I had. So my lawyer suggested, like, bro, when you leave this office, go right to rehab and check yourself in, because if they catch you before that, I don't know what I can do for you. All right, my fast forward. When I get in there, it ain't just weed heads, it's crackheads too.
Right.
So they had this pool, and it was this white girl. She was like always laying out. It was the summertime. She's laying out in the sun getting a tan. And I'm not wanting to beat up nobody's self-esteem, but she was obviously a crackhead. And she had a bikini on, and she just stayed laying out there. I mean, it was a rough 30 days.
She was just frying.
Yeah, she was just out there cooking.
Crack.
And she was brown as a motherfucker, like, already. I guess she had, like, prior tanning history, but she just would not stop.
That was addiction too. She was as soon as the drug problem was fixed, then she was going for the other one.
She looked like a big ass fry. Like sometimes, and they didn't feed us right, and I'm looking out the window, and it's this big, like, golden brown fry out there.
Most people that have addictions, when they kick it, they end up being addicted to something else. Like it may not be bad, but it's because addiction is one of the part of your brains. So even though it's fixed one problem, you usually go to another fucking problem. Like maybe you're addicted to porn now instead of crack.
I've always been addicted to porn.
This makes sense.
I got a personal porn phone. The only thing you can do on there is watch porn.
I see the phone out. That shit greasy than the motherfucker, man. Greasy ass baby oil phone, man. You need to put some gloves on, nigga.
Yeah, I know. I rub it down with Fabuloso every week.
Gross. But no, they're supposed to teach you about that too, like addictive behavior, not just to what it is or what you're in there for, period. Like,
now this nigga addicted to Black and Miles. Can't stop.
Hey, the thing with Black and Miles too, every time I used to have short stints, because all through my 30s I smoked weed. Well, all through my 30s. All through my late teens, I started at 18. No, I started late. Like around my friends, it was late.
Right.
Because these motherfuckers were smoking joints and like, hey, these motherfuckers come outside, we about to go play ball. Like, hey, look what I stole. I'm like,
right.
Damn, nigga, is that a real joint?
everybody, we need everybody to check the footage that you have just in case. We'll find an old picture of Ryan when he was.
Nah, hell nah.
I got to see this.
That early, it was like, nah, I couldn't do it. But when I became, became sounds a little bit too important. When I turned 18.
Nothing really happened.
Yeah, didn't nothing happen.
Nothing happened.
But hell yeah, for a long time, I stopped smoking in 2010. Like for the last time. It's been almost, I say 2011 at the latest. Somewhere in there. I wasn't really thinking clearly within that year. But yeah, it's been about 8 years. And I miss it. I can't lie. But yeah, that's why I still smoke Black and Miles, just to take the edge off me.
Nice.
I know I'm not the only one that grew up around. Not saying a family member, but I know somebody knew. You don't even know what I'm going to say.
I know.
I ain't even talking about weed no more.
I'm talking about crack.
No, not crack. Has anybody ever met or seen a heroin addict?
I don't think I probably realized he was a heroin.
I'm about to say, because you don't know. There are no signs. They don't
Right.
get skinny. They don't do nothing. They just the most chill motherfuckers ever. They be the coolest niggas ever. Like, you don't look up to them because they drug addicts. But it's like, these motherfuckers are chill. Like, damn. And they could look. You ever seen a motherfucker look like he's standing straight up and look like he's leaning?
Yeah.
He might have been on heroin.
You know what's
I
crazy?
was surrounded by heroin addicts in my neighborhood, and they were functioning people. They just did heroin.
You know, like when people talk about crack and people getting strung out on crack or doing crack, and I hear like names dropped, and I'd be like, dude, I didn't even know niggas was still on crack. And I'm like, crack ain't never left.
Dude, I don't understand crack no more because back in the day, there was you had no trouble recognizing a crackhead. Like, you drive it like, yeah. But now it's like, even like you hear the rap songs, everybody got the birds, everybody got the bricks. Mm-hmm. I'm like, okay, when the nigga high up on the totem pole sell 30 birds to this nigga, you go sell 20 to this nigga. He go sell 10. Eventually, one nigga gonna get one. Right. And he got to break it down.
Right.
Who the fuck are you selling that shit to?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I don't know, bro. I don't see as many people that, got that stereotypical look as a crackhead. Yeah. I don't see that no more. But it gotta be somebody.
It's out there because it's too prevalent, man. It's out there. Yeah. Like some dude that owned Danny's Big Easy down there on 18th and Vine.
Sounds like a crack spot.
This nigga got hit with the dope charges. He was running dope through that motherfucker, and I'm like, who? I was like, this nigga got dope charges where the police was really like, nigga taking over, tapping the phones and everything. I'm like, who is he selling the dope to?
I have no idea.
Let's just be honest. How many growing up of the neighborhood crackheads that you've seen?
It's a number of them
that have actually died. I know most of the ones that I've seen are still living.
Crack kills is the biggest lie ever.
I was just about to say that the ones I see is still kicking it.
They're still living. Like,
crack ain't never hurt nobody.
Right. This new crack is probably so damn diluted, it probably ain't fucking with nobody.
Not physically. It might have killed your electronics, but that shit ain't killed no person.
How you worked it? No, they are still living. And then there's different ways for you to hide different stuff. Like now people, they put it in different things. Like they put it in weed. They put it in, instead of just lighting it up. So that could take a different effect to your body. Right. When we were younger, crack was the epidemic. It was the thing that was out. Everybody wanted to do it or and now there's newer drugs for our generation, for the other generation. Right. So I mean, it be the same drugs. They just put a new name on it, or they discover an old name. Or
they cut it with something different every 10 years.
Exactly.
Like they cutting this shit with prescription medicine now. I hear. But the only crazy thing about it, I think Adderall was the name. I read an article on that a while ago. The only crazy thing I ever heard about. The only thing I didn't understand about crack is, like, okay, I see people getting introduced to alcohol. I see people getting introduced to weed in their own time, like not peer pressure, but like, okay, you know what? I had a bad day, nigga. Fire that shit up. I'm on it. But crack back then, you used to have a look. I don't give a fuck. You'd be smoking that shit for 2 days, you look different. I don't see how people like you saw the crack epidemic on TV. You saw it, you heard about it. Like, what make a motherfucker say, I want to fucking do that? Like, crack that should be the last choice. How fucked up is your life?
But think about when people do crack, right? Like, you watch all of these old documentaries or like autobiographies and shit, and you be like, damn, like Ray Charles was a fucking genius and he was a crackhead. You know what I mean? Or a heroin addict. I don't know which one.
Yeah, that was heroin he was doing. Yeah, Ray Charles, he was a cool ass nigga, dude.
Right, and you thinking like, nigga, if Ray Charles can make Georgia on heroin, nigga, guess what? Nigga, I gotta be doing something great too. Like, how did that shit make him feel so good that this nigga can hit after hit, get hit after hit after hit after hit, and still survive and shit? That's what you think about.
The fucked up part about that was some people actually channel it. I don't think you could do something so fucked up and say, okay, this is good, but he actually channeled into like some. It was part of his genius. As fucked up as that might sound, he probably wrote some of his best songs on that shit.
Think about Richard
Pryor. But not
Pryor.
all crackheads had no. Damn, he did crack?
Richard Pryor?
Oh yeah, when he burnt himself up.
He did a lot of crack.
They said that a lot of people, and I believe that, if you are a genius in whatever you do, whether it be music, art, whatever, most of the people that have done drugs or on some type of drug because it's like the high and the low.
Yeah. You want to come down from your highs,
right? But it helps you to. Or either you were not doing it before and then you got introduced to it by other people. But so that's normally what happens. But I think what makes people do it too is because, one, they're drug addicts. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like anything else. Kind of like overeating and anything else. You know you shouldn't do this. Like drinking. Let's say drinking and getting in a car. We've heard about people who drink and drive and like died or got in bad car accidents. Why would we want to try to risk that? Oh, because you think it's not going to happen to me.
Yeah, we always say that.
Yeah, if I do it, that's not going to happen to me. Like, I'm sorry it happened to somebody else, but no, that's not me.
Right.
And then when it's you, it's kind of like, oh, fuck. Like, I shouldn't have been thinking this way. So I think that's what happens. Like, you'll see people do drugs and not get strung out. And that's on anything, weed, whatever it is. You can see people do shit and still function day to day, make money. And then you see other people do the same shit and they get fucked up like their life is over. Like everything happens. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the person.
Yeah, I think it does too, because one of the craziest things I found out when I was younger, like a lot of the OGs in the hood, I'm talking about the get money set. Like they wasn't like I guess they felt, okay, we not using no crack pipe. So it's different. These motherfuckers would just be like putting a little crack on they weed.
And that's what I'm saying.
And they functioned normally. These motherfuckers were still hustling, you know what I mean, still selling way more than they were smoking. But I didn't find that out till I was older. And I was like, I didn't know how to look at them now. I wouldn't call them crackheads, but I was like, damn, bro, you niggas y'all was fucking with this shit. It was just weird when I found out.
I've been finding out, you know, people that's really close to me that was on it, and I was like, damn, like I had no idea that you ever did that shit. And that's crazy because you think like you had said, like that stigma ain't on there no more. Like people are functional crackheads now. They are at work chilling, and then and after work crack on.
They get off and take off.
But I think they were before. Like when we see somebody, or I can only go by when I grew up seeing different people and like, damn, what's wrong with them? Like most of these people have been on it for years. But you could listen to, like, your parents tell stories like, damn, we didn't know she was on it for a long time until something happens or somebody told them or something. So these people were functioning too until it got really, really bad. And when it got really bad, then it was like, you could tell this person's on something. Yeah. So that's not to say that these people were not functioning, not still looking pretty, not still doing shit. And then it just took over and they like, fucked up. I don't have money, so I don't have ways to dress myself up. I don't have insurance, so I can't go to the doctor. I think that was it too. You know what I mean? Like I can't do all these things. But some of these people be fucked up because you see people now, since it's the fitness craze, you see people like, I done lost this weight, but you never showed nothing of how you lost that shit, though. Like, nothing.
That's why black people always assume you on crack.
And listen, I'm not trying to say that is automatically the reason. However,
you on that stuff?
Listen, we gotta ask.
Black people do not
too damn fast.
Fuck it, we cannot comprehend the fact that somebody losing weight naturally.
No,
you either got cancer or you fucking smoking crack.
It's hella. It's because it was so damn fast. We don't. If you done lost 100 pounds in a month, bitch, we got something to talk about.
Either one or two things happen. You had surgery, which do your thing, do whatever you do, or you were stressing it on. And no, I'm sorry, it just is what. Either you were stressing, like if a relationship just broke up, whether it be a man or a woman, and then they automatically come back and they lost weight. I'm like, oh yeah, that motherfucker was stressed out. Yeah, like I mean, they cool now, but it looked like they were stressed out. That's how you lost all that weight. Shit. Or when because you can tell, I don't give a fuck.
Oh, you can tell, like if this nigga OG Ron got skinny next week, I'm gonna ask him if he's sick.
Like,
diabetes got it up to you, nigga?
Yeah, because I eat too fucking much. If I lose weight, I'm definitely smoking crack.
Listen, so then me and Cortez be trying to cut off your foot.
Right.
I be like, it was gonna be you, nigga, but now.
All right, my head is too big to get skinny. I would never smoke crack. Hey, one last thing about crack.
Not one last thing about crack.
The funny thing too is because I'm not saying that I grew up in the hood, so I would go to the gas. We would always be at the gas station, like buying something, candy, chips, some fucking high snacks or something.
In Southside Chicago.
They're there and here. And then like a person will come in, like y'all remember those little, you used to see them behind it, where in the hood gas stations. They used to sell those little roses. Mm-hmm. They made it cool for people to come in and buy crack pipes, like anonymously.
With a
little ass punk ass rose. Nobody, who the fuck want this shit? But they wanted the glass.
Yeah.
They get that shit and throw the rolls out.
With the
No, it wasn't no water in it. It was just a little,
yeah,
like a glass tube, and it had a little, like a punk ass flower in it.
Oh, so they just but they didn't put no water in the tube?
No, that's like a bong.
No, it was. They made some that had. I know what you're talking about, but they made some.
I know they still sell them with the water in the tube,
but it's
and then
plastic.
you cut it. Yeah, it's plastic,
and maybe that's why it's plastic now.
Now
it's plastic.
I didn't know
that. I know.
They doing space age with it.
Remember the cigarillos that you can pick up at the little
I remember the cigarillos.
Cigarettes, the chalk cigarettes that you can fake smoke and eat at the same time. What the fuck was we on? Like, what was America on at the time?
Did you notice that on the candy had that little red tip at the end?
Yeah,
to insinuate like the lighting of the
right.
I
like,
never
that
noticed
shit
that.
Crazy. That shit's crazy.
We was
really in school.
Hey, but the crazy thing, you actually could pull, like, you got one drag out of that motherfucker. It was gum, but you could, like,
dude,
be like gum dust.
Back in the day, smoking was a cool thing. If you watch 80 movies, like in the 80s, they were in the hospital, in the labor delivery room, smoking in that bitch.
Everybody was smoking. You watch that shit now, you be like, oh my god.
Yeah. When I grew up, they had the commercials. You remember the cool people smoking Newports and Virginia Slims?
Yep.
My mama used to smoke a fucking cigarette like
Cruella de
Vil.
The same
fucking size of this fucking mic.
Your mama got the Cruella de Vil.
I go to school, come back, that motherfucker, she's still hitting it. She just putting it out. Like, god damn.
Nigga, smoking back in the day, you seen that shit everywhere, magazines and everything. Truth.com and took that shit away. Soon as they landed 3,000 people in front of that building dead, I was like, oh, we done smoking.
Yeah,
America is done.
This food is like 5 days later, you still.
This
the same one.
I'm on my last cigarette, nigga. You can let me hit that big motherfucker. Come on.
I'm so done with y'all.
She putting that shit in the first dresser drawer. Like, I'm going to finish this shit tomorrow.
That motherfuckers walking the pool hall with their stick in that case. That's my last cigarette, nigga. Don't even trip.
I could be on this for about 3 days.
Go give me one 12-inch cigarette. That's all I need. Give me $2.
I got something I'm about to hit y'all with.
What you got?
This is one thing, and this is one of them things you would probably think about when you was high. Mm-hmm. But I don't think Steph Curry was high when he said it. It's one of those things, like, it's a conspiracy theory, and I wanted to see how y'all felt about this. Mm-hmm. All right, Steph Curry was on the Winging It podcast, and one of the hosts of that podcast is Vince Carter.
Oh, that's dope.
I'm going to have to check that out. It's called Winging It. Vince Carter, the dunk machine, had Steph on there, and how they started talking about it, I don't know. I didn't listen to it, but I researched the topic. Mm-hmm. And they started talking about how they don't believe that a man walked on the moon.
Right.
And it's not the first time I heard that. Like, every once in a while I'll hear it, but now a celebrity said it. NASA kind of, I don't guess they got mad, but they kind of came like, hey, we'll invite you out to NASA, to the headquarters or whatever. We can show you some evidence, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Then I saw this video on YouTube how they were like, because there was a video.
Right.
They had videos for it.
Right.
And it happened in 1969. Mm-hmm. So they were showing how it was impossible with the technology that they had to create this video. Mm-hmm. They showed from lighting to shadows to just everything. Like, technology wasn't where it is now, because you can create some shit now and just look like you're anywhere in the world. Mm-hmm. I guess my question about this is, I never gave a fuck, but, like, is there a reason why they would want us to believe that happened and it didn't?
It's political shit, man. It's everything. Like, to take something for, like, think about this. You're thinking about science, and you're thinking about, as it's called, astrology. We're thinking about space, right?
I'm about to say no big words right
now.
Astrology is space? I thought that was like
astrology is like the
zodiac signs and shit. I thought that's what that was.
But the zodiac signs have a lot to do with
the space,
with the way the planets are aligned and things like that.
So I'm saying like, to introduce people to a world, something to introduce people to the space world at that time, you needed something like to hold some value, right? So we looking up in the sky and we like, man, this show would be crazy if we can go to the goddamn moon. Mm-hmm. Now we talking about the goddamn, you know what I mean? NASA's like, we talking about the moon. Mm-hmm. And I personally don't even really care because there's no way that we gonna prove it right or wrong. Mm-hmm. So it's like one of those things like, if we didn't go to the moon then, I'm pretty sure we'd have been in that motherfucker a lot more times now.
Yeah, and when I started thinking about it, I was like, okay, they went in 1969. You always hear about, what's the Challenger when it blew up?
The one that they had sent those people on and when it went into the sky.
Yeah, when we was all in school watching that shit.
I wasn't watching that shit. That was like 10 years before my time.
I was.
Nigga, elementary school and kindergarten time.
At least I wasn't watching that shit. I wasn't even alive, nigga. But I just don't get I understand what he just said, like some kind of value to get people into the space program. It could have been money, like maybe they get funding or something like that. But I just don't understand the lie. Like, if you can't go there, like, I don't know if they had, they should have had some type of clue that it was coming. If they couldn't get there in 69, like the way technology, because in 69, technology had developed a lot over 69 years. So I'm sure you'd have been able to get there one day. So.
I don't know. Because you know what, that's hard to say. Like, do I believe that Neil was the first man on the moon? I wasn't there. Of course, we have to say that about everything. I wasn't there.
Neil Buzz Armstrong.
I've seen photos that have contradicted that they were real, that happened, and I've heard arguments that sound legit, like that is true. But why would you want to be the first? Is because we have to understand it's not just the United States. There are other countries that we do business with, ones that we don't like. Mm-hmm. It is important, just like anything else. Everybody wants to be first. Mm-hmm. We see this shit every day on social media. Shoes come out. Niggas want to be the first people to post about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that is mainly what is going on. Like, you want to be the first one to say, hey, we were here first. We looked at this. We studied this. Which makes us better than you because look what we can do.
Yeah, and I saw one video. I don't want to say the wrong country. It was either Russia or somebody. It was like they had a satellite up there, and it was like they saw them. You know what I mean? They saw America go up there. Like, I don't know if they were behind on the technology, but it was like they recorded some of it. Now, when he actually got out the ship and started walking, I don't know if they got that too, but they was like, they got a lot of that footage. But of course they won't vouch for us because we're not cool now. So they're not going to say, okay, all right, y'all. Or at the time, like you said, people want to be the first, so they like, you know what I mean, they didn't say anything about it. They didn't vouch for it.
You ain't first, you last, Ricky Bobby.
That's my boy. Don't you put that pain on me, Ricky Bobby. That was my shit.
That shit was hilarious.
I don't know. I don't.
You stick that knife in your leg. Don't do it.
Okay. Like, seriously, I don't know. I can't say yay or nay. I can say.
I don't know either.
I can say I hope. Well, but even if it is fake, like you said, even if it is fake, that did push other people to, you know. The good thing is, if it's fake, it pushed other people to want to study.
Right.
Right.
Astronomy. The bad thing is that
that's the damn word, astronomy.
Yeah,
astronomy.
The bad
not astrology.
It spilled out 5 minutes later.
The bad thing is that
that Magnolia clap.
Okay, I was about to do it.
You could not clap like that around black women.
First of all, who the fuck you clapping at?
Listen, I'm still on that note. You
do that clap in church, shit gonna turn.
I was about to say, the DJ play that shit now. And no goddamn DJ.
Church. Be like, amen. We got your goddamn claps, amen.
No, but the bad thing is that if it is real and people think that it's fake, all the hard work that people put into that. You know what I mean? To just think that everybody, because it's not just Neil, That's not just who it affected.
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, it's not just who it affected. So if it's
his foot's still up there, ain't it? Footprint.
That was that.
Footprint.
That was
All
that.
right, nigga, you talking about 7 feet now? We're gonna get on your ass.
That's who said.
Foot's
Is
still
that
up
my classic song?
Hey, I did see the picture too. Like they compared the footprint. Was like, okay, well, this is the type of print that boot had,
And they said that at that time they even had those type of boots or something.
yeah, and they had like one down here on display. It was like, okay, this is what they saying. This is the footprint that they brought back. And they was like, but we saw the video. Somehow they zoomed in on the footprint. It was like they didn't match.
But who said, like, who got the other boot and said, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you have to follow.
He had on mismatched boots.
You have to follow you have to follow what you believe in. Because sometimes these people who try to convince you that shit didn't happen too have reasons on why they're trying,
exactly.
They do. So you can't just be like, this shit sound, because I see a lot of people on social media like, this shit sound right, like you fucking dummies.
Maybe Buzz didn't know he was going to get out. So he was like, hey, Buzz, get out. Who got the camera? Then this nigga put on somebody else's boot. Like one of his.
Shut your ass
had
up,
two. I don't know. I'm just trying to come up with something.
like that school that's in Colorado.
Where my boot at?
I forgot the name of the school that's in Colorado where they said that
Sandy Hooks.
Dude, at first when I heard about it, I was like really sad about that shit. But then when I started
seeing those videos,
I was like, this ain't making no goddamn sense.
Yes.
And I'm like, hold up. All this shit that the conspiracy people were talking about, this shit is making more sense than them kids getting killed. They said a block away, they're already they scheduled a fake test, emergency test, like the same exact thing with was going on in the school. A guy shows up, he's supposed to act like he's killing all these kids or whatever. Yeah. And they supposed to, like, there's a tackle team supposed to come, or tactic team supposed to come and shut it down, right? Exactly what the fuck happened.
The Chiefs.
So they said they said that, like, when it happened, they had people blocked off like almost a mile away from the goddamn school. They said that the people, like the parents, couldn't even see the kids coming out to school.
But if you remember the original video, remember the video they showed?
They said it was another guy. It was like they had this another guy running out in the woods that they had posted caught, and that wasn't even the right guy.
So y'all telling me these kids are not dead?
No, I didn't say that, but I did see a video. This is what I was about to bring up. I did see a video where they showed the tactical team coming towards the school, and then like it was somebody was talking over it. Like when I watched it. At first I saw it and it was just like a video with no audio. And then I was like, damn, he was like real close to them cops as they was moving in, like the dude with the gun is going away. So they was like, the way they were talking just made you believe it. It was like, okay, this dude, are they telling them where to go to get away from them? And he was like, dude, it was like a tree with not that many limbs on it. He walked like right past one of the tactical people.
Right.
And that video was like out like 2 or 3 days after it happened.
Then they deleted the video when they didn't show it no more on the news.
Yeah, and look, I don't know. I mean, it would be disrespectful to be talking about those kids and they're gone. I can't. But I did see that video, and yes, I will not lie. It raised it just, you know what I mean, kind of set off a bell like how did this happen?
Like, we gotta be not. Ever since I've been watching Scandal, we gotta be like fucking naive to think the government ain't fucking playing us every second of the day.
But you know what? Here's what I do.
I never watched Scandal, but I believe they playing us.
I watched the doc on Sandy Hook and the parents after, and it was of course years after, and them talking about their kids and like them not being there. Of course, everything that happened. So I'm not going to say that it wasn't a. Do I believe that the government actually sends people to go in to do shit? Fuck yeah, I do.
Nope.
Do I believe that everyone knows about it? Fuck no. Because if that's the case, then everybody would be like aware and ready when the shit happens.
Exactly.
So I will say I do believe that these kids are gone. I'm still sad about it. Period. But do we trust the government? It's looking for everybody that's like Black Lives Matter, and you have members of KKK that you know about, go to church with, and they're on any list at all.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I saw a meme this week, and it said, "Who do you trust more than the government?" And the first comment was on there. The first comment was on there. It's like, I trust them pop-ups on Pornhub that say there's girls in your area willing to have sex right now.
Because you can't tell me the government ain't fucking this over with bullshit.
And I'm glad Cortez expanded on the subject because that's what I had for this time frame is conspiracy theories. We got the man on the moon. We got the Sandy Hook. Even though, like, you remember some of these, like, the crises that happened after, and they were comparing, it was like had some of the same people. I saw those pictures. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know if somebody just like pulled this shit out of their ass, but this shit make you think.
But this is my point too. When people do shit like that, I think we are oblivious because there's certain shit with the internet that we can't do. Like I can put together a PowerPoint. I can put together Excel sheets. I can do Access. What I cannot do
is Photoshop.
It's Photoshop. What I cannot do, I mean, even beyond that, like you have people that could change. You could give them a bad fucking video, and they can do all sorts of shit with this video. Mm-hmm. And then people get likes and follows when you do shit like, oh, this motherfucker making sense. Mm-hmm. And I'm not trying to say that shit doesn't happen, but just like your government can play you, a motherfucker that want to get hot online can play your ass too.
Yeah, because I'm one of those people. I know how to edit photos and shit like that. I haven't done it in a while. Like I don't want to mislead people just to get likes and follows, but it just makes you think. Let's go on to the next one so we won't spend too much time on this because I did have these and since Cortez brought up another conspiracy theory, I think we're open to talk to another one. All right, we're going to spend like maybe a couple of minutes. I just wrote a few down.
No, go ahead, Ryan. We wrapping shit up. Okay.
All right, this is another one kind of like the walk on the moon thing. Mm-hmm. Now, I've run across these people. My brother is one of them. This motherfucker talked to me for about an hour of telling me why the earth is flat. And I'm one of those people like I never cared or gave a fuck. Right. We out here balling on this bitch for our little time. Right. You know what I mean? I ain't never thought about, okay, shit, is it round or is it flat? Why do you guys think that people care? Like, is there something that, like, is there any relevance to the world being round or flat?
No, it's just like, it's the same thing with drums or the wings. Drums or flats. That's all this shit is.
It's all chicken.
Yeah, it's all about what kind of person you are. Like, are you a flat person or are you a round person? And if you're a flat person, you fucking retarded. And all the round people are smart, but the flat people trying to call the round people retarded. That's all that is.
Yeah.
I don't even care if it's. I haven't been around this goddamn world.
I'm not dealing with this bullshit.
No, I mean, I think you don't care if you don't care. I think if you study, like I'm in a geology class. Mm-hmm. That's the study of the earth. Mm-hmm. I mean, people give a fuck. Like, just because, like, it's
but why, though? Explain that to us.
I mean, because that's what they study. That's what they're into. That's what they, I mean, it's like some people would say, shit, why be into music? Or why be into this? Like, it's just what they're into. It's what
when you're into music, though, you're not trying to figure out.
And then, you trying to figure out how to drop a hit. Some people have not.
No.
But unlike me, the juice is loose is coming out 2019.
Early 2019. We getting this shit out the way. But I'm sick of these damn drops.
But OJ is already out. The juice been loose.
Listen, that is true. That's
what God in August.
And I'm glad Cortez said that because he'll be featured on track 9.
God damn it!
You know what I'm saying?
Gotta have the juice on there.
Glove don't fit, must have quit. Is that the gem?
No, somebody already did that one. But the stolen cookies.
Yo,
track
I
9.
hate to cut you off, but I've watched the America OJ versus America or the People or some shit.
I did.
Because I didn't really know.
I never watched that one.
You probably seen the real shit.
Yeah, I saw the real shit. I'm like, I don't want to recreate this shit.
I did both. I said, let this nigga go.
Because I was on the edge, like, how they gonna let this nigga go? Because I heard about it, but I didn't really know the details. I'm like, this nigga really tried on the glove? This shit was a wrap.
It fucked me up, too.
That nigga was going down. When that glove got on, they was like, can't be his glove. It got to be somebody else's glove. And I said, this nigga Johnny.
Hey, that was you know what? I rooted for OJ. Of course, the majority of black people wanted the nigga off. Even though we was like, that nigga did that shit, but fuck that shit. Let this nigga off. Y'all owe us one.
We was in the 90s. I mean, I guess it was in the 90s.
I think that nigga just like, I could put on a glove I wear every day and it fits comfortably. But if I put my motherfucking hand in there, it was like, nigga, of course a nigga ain't gonna try to make it look like that motherfucker work.
But that shit was so small.
Listen, he slid that motherfucker through.
Yeah.
And when he looked at the camera, because he knew they was recording.
That nigga had his hand like this trying to put that glove on.
Listen.
Yeah, all fives open.
Listen, he had that.
Nobody put on no glove like OJ put that goddamn glove on, but he sold that shit.
Listen, that palm, that was her. That was her glove. Now, am I saying OJ did the shit? Sorry, he did. Okay.
OJ did
the
that
motherfucker
shit.
did. However, did that glove? Fuck no, that glove
didn't fit.
Glove. OJ was like, "This is a vintage glove."
You know what? You know what? If that wasn't OJ glove, could you imagine how happy that nigga was when he saw that glove? Like, oh shit, I'm about to get off. This glove ain't gonna fit. These motherfuckers got me fucked up.
Niggas don't run when they innocent. That nigga was in that Bronco, gone in the motherfucking.
Oh, that nigga was gone. We gonna wrap that one up though. We gonna wrap that one up. So you
gloved up. The juice is loose.
I gotta see that.
So flat over around North, Bianca doesn't care. I got two more. The chemtrails.
What's that?
You know when you out and you see a plane and you see like, I don't know what I thought it was. It's like it leaves this little trail behind, like smoke or something like that. You never know what it was. Then as the years went by, I say within about the last 5 years, I've been hearing people say, okay, that's their method of population control. Chemicals in the air cause cancer, cause all types of things, airborne, blah, 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 people getting sick.
Bro, I wouldn't put that shit past nobody in government. Like, I always be thinking now. Like, you remember, like, cancer is more relevant than it's ever been before. But that doesn't mean it hasn't been around. But now,
way too relevant, if that's the word.
Right. You remember when we used to get chickenpox, right? Now we don't get chickenpox no more because of those vaccines. But if you could really imagine, like, what the fuck is really in those vaccines?
But
like, ever since the vaccines came out, like, motherfuckers been getting cancer. And every baby gets one. Like, I don't know the statistics, outside of America about cancer, but I don't hear it as much as I hear it here. Maybe because I live here, but I don't hear, like, I need to look up the statistics because I'm thinking, like, why is America so high on cancer?
A side note, I saw a video and it damn near made my ass cry. It was a nurse. She was in some small town. I want to say Indiana. I'm not sure. She was up. She came, you know how they have these town hall meetings in cities and stuff, and she was a nurse for 30 years. And she came up there, and she was basically like, okay, I've seen you guys poison people for 30 years with these vaccinations. I couldn't speak out because I was working, blah, blah, blah. People got their job to do. And she just basically was like, she never took any of them. Her family was one of those type of families that said, okay, no vaccinations, none of that. She was like, I worked in these emergency rooms for 30 years, and I've never received even so much as a cold. She blamed the vaccinations and the shots, whatever shots they give them. They give them a series of shots up to a certain age. And she what was like autism, all types of shit. Because when I was young, you didn't hear about autism.
Yeah.
Now, they will say that, okay, technology advanced to where we could diagnose this, but that's convenient. I don't know. I mean, as far as my knowledge on those subjects, yes, that's a little out of my league, but it does seem strange. People have been here for a long time.
Yep.
And now all of a sudden, all of these things are coming out of the air. Bianca, what's your take?
I mean, I believe it, but I believe it's more in what you eat. Like, people think, I mean, they don't have to do that shit. They feed you niggas. Like, they...
Yeah, but they know they got some veggies out here, too.
No,
like
but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying anything, even if it says organic. Do you notice the difference between growing up when our parents grew up from when we grew up to now? Back in the day, kids look like kids. And I'm not trying to say they wasn't doing that shit back then because they were. It was just more testing than anything.
Yeah.
Kids look like kids. Today, you can see a 10-year-old girl and she looks like she's about 18.
Yeah.
And that's just not makeup. That's bullshit. I mean, your body how you are. Like, you can tell what the fucking difference is. And medical is everything. Medical is like, this is how you pay for a lot of things. So the only way that I can get money off of medical or make money off of people in medical is if you need it. You have to need it.
Yeah, you have to need it.
Why am I pushing insurance so hard? Oh, because you need it. You got to pay for it. Mm-hmm. Why am I pushing this so hard? Because this is what you need. And if I can't get you this way, then I'll get you this way. Because there has to be, and that's around the world, there has to be some way to, like, the purge was basically to let off steam and to also to keep the numbers down.
Yeah.
That's realistic. There has to be a way to keep the numbers down. How can we do that without, and it's fucked up to think about it, but how can we do that without actually just going out and killing you? Like, hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. Okay, well, let's do some other shit. Let's feed all this shit to people. And then let's just, a lot of people, when you try to grow your own farm and stuff like that, they'll tell you, well, we have regulations. You can't do this. Or you can't. And the government will make farmers now who are organic buy and use their product. And
so they can make money too.
Yeah, so you can make money too. And if you don't use their product, they can say, well, we sprayed over here and some of it got in yours, so you got to pay us anyway. Even though we didn't tell you, your neighbors, it still comes over. So you basically using our stuff. And it's like, no. But when you do that, it's basically like, that's what the fuck you saying. What you are saying is, this shit tastes really, really fucking good. And it's great. But then you sick or you don't feel so good after. It's not always because you fucking full. Like, oh my God, I ate so much. Yeah. No, it's what the fuck did they give us? And that's even for vegetarians, for vegans. The only way you can make sure, I mean, you can do a little bit more by doing that, but the only way you can make sure 100% you are cool, you safe, is if you grow your own food.
Exactly.
And not tell them. You can't tell people you're going to grow your own food, and I'm letting people know that this is happening. There are secret gardens all around Kansas City. Yeah. They don't tell people about what they're doing.
Yeah, I know where some are. They popped up in the hood on us like a little while ago, down on 3rd Street. They got some, and they really like, you know, I know people know where they are, but it's like, it's almost like they try to hide them behind certain places and shit, and like, so nobody can come in and fuck with their shit. So nobody
can get them, and then I've seen some that have people out there 24/7, like watching it, making sure that nobody's coming or nobody, you know what I mean? And it's
so that should tell us something. And another thing that got me when they were like, when everybody went vegetarian and things like that, I know it's been around for a long time, but like, why did they invent broccoli? Like, have you heard about that? Like, broccoli isn't something that just grows. Like, that's some shit that was like genetically engineered. Like, why did you have to make a vegetable?
But you know what?
Are you trying to tap into the people that don't fuck with the meat?
But this guy from Africa said that there are a lot of vegetables that, especially that we don't think, there are a lot of vegetables that they had to, when they were in the drought, it's hard to explain. Because there were certain ones and I'm like, that doesn't make sense. Like, where did this shit come from? And they like, all this shit's not just coming from America. Like, some of this shit that you eating, you don't even know what the fuck you eating because it didn't come from here. Like, somebody brought that over and actually started to grow certain shit. Like, what was given to us was totally different. You know what the fuck was given to us? Absolutely fucking nothing. Shit, scraps.
Not a goddamn thing. Scraps.
The most horrible.
Y'all heard Jay-Z verse. Nigga dropped them chitlins on y'all. And people, you know what? And when I say it, people always be like, dude, you's a fucking, man, they call you haters, all type of shit. Yes, I eat some of the scraps that they left because you know what? Our grandmas and aunties and great-grandmas, they knew how to make that shit scrumptious. They had to because that's what the fuck we had. Right. So it was passed down from generation to generation, these recipes of certain things we eating, but it's not good for us. You can't go and again, I always have to say this. I don't disrespect white people, but there's a system before the white and the black people have been here. Like, our ancestors on both sides, like, I'm not knocking y'all, but they gave us that bullshit. We just made it taste good.
You add some seasoning.
Put a little seasoning on.
You cook it a little long. I will say this, and we could drop it. I will say this. I became a vegetarian because of my health, period. I will say physically, like working out and shit is the most exhausting shit. Mm-hmm. Because it's like if you don't eat too much protein, you know, you're not getting what you need, so you have to figure that shit out. Mm-hmm. But I will say, since I stopped eating meat, and this is just me, I'm not converting nobody over. I don't even give a fuck what you niggas eat.
I'm starting tomorrow.
I'm seriously. I used to have back issues like a motherfucker all the time. The older I get, I had back issues. I stopped eating meat. 6 months later, my back. I mean, I had back issues to the point my shit would lock when I would get out the car.
With them safari niggas.
Yeah, that's
that can't be because it's strong as an ox now. No,
I'm ready now.
Listen,
this motherfucker, man.
Listen,
strong as an ox.
So I haven't had back issues. My blood pressure's been on point, unless I'm nervous. Other than that, my blood pressure's been good. Like seriously, I feel a lot fucking better. And I'm not just saying that because if that's the case, I could always went back to eat it. I don't give a fuck. I could have. There was nothing.
I'm back, nigga.
Like hell yeah, like hey, because I go to Chipotle sometimes. Be like them carnitas look good. However, because I was never one of the people like I don't fuck with pork. I mean that shit don't do nothing to me. I mean I'm cool with it. But if I felt like it didn't do anything, I said I was gonna do it for a year. And if I didn't get anything from it, I was gonna go back. It didn't fucking matter. But I feel like a lot fucking better. The only other issue is cheese, and I fuck up some cheese
and alcohol.
Alcohol ain't did shit to me.
Alcohol ain't never hurt nobody.
Well, only because
crack ain't hurt nobody. Alcohol ain't hurt nobody.
You always talking about not drinking alcohol, and then you drink alcohol.
Well, no, the only reason
you got an addiction.
I probably do.
God damn it.
I have
you
addiction.
Ain't
nothing wrong. I love alcohol.
I have addiction to something else before I have some addiction to fucking alcohol.
Oh my
Listen,
God.
no, seriously, the only
I drank light tonight. I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Alcohol is pretty good because I only drink alcohol when I come over here. Like during the week, I don't drink alcohol. So I guess it's if I was still partying like I used to, I'd be drinking alcohol all the time. I usually say I'm not gonna drink because I want to fucking go home and go to sleep. But then by the time I'm feeling myself, I be trying to make meals and shit at 3 a.m. in the morning talking about what this shit do. I want to cook this
probably
shit
get home and post a casserole picture at 3 in the morning.
Pinterest.
Hey, but one of the things too, I was telling one of my OG homies was like, I can't remember which one it was, but there are alcohols out here with pork content in it.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's all types of shit that when you really start researching, like, damn. So if you're a vegetarian, there's certain alcohols you can't drink. It's actually pork in it.
Well, if you have if you not just vegetarians, if you are like a vegan, anything, there's a list. If you are actually a vegan or vegetarian, there are certain websites and groups and different stuff that'll give you a list of not only food but products that have.
When people say I don't eat meat, and then Ryan says like it's some alcohol that has pork in it.
Yeah,
that's the same goddamn thing.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not eating meat.
Well, listen. I will say this. There's
I'm drinking that motherfucker.
There's a difference.
Bitch, I didn't eat shit.
Right.
I was drinking it.
There's a difference between.
Got kicked out the Muslims for this shit.
Right.
There's
a couple goddamn Skittles, and now I'm kicked out the Muslims.
There's a difference between now Muslims. Okay, I will say that Muslims and vegans. So when that happens,
hey, I was just joking too.
Yeah.
No.
I will say that for
don't y'all ride on.
I know the difference between Muslims and vegans.
Well, what I'm saying is, so they'll pay attention.
It was just funny,
especially vegans. They'll pay attention to everything. I mean, anything. And then people think just because a person doesn't eat anything with the animal in it that they're vegan. There's not. The vegans care about everything that has to do with an animal. So if you there's Crest toothpaste that test on animals. They don't use it. Like there's different things that they care about the animal aspect of it. Then there are people who are on a plant-based diet. They're not vegans because they'll still rock a fur and some shit. They just don't eat anything that's not plant-based. And that's just what they do. So there's two different. So when people be like, you a vegan? I'm like, hold up. I ain't even gonna take that pressure.
Set trip.
Because I mean, and I'm saying with the effort that they put in, shit, you better set trip. Cause you don't want anybody to
set your claim, nigga.
I'll be like, my bad, dog. You know what I mean? I ain't even trying to trip with you like that, you know.
What color y'all wear?
I almost ate some gummies the other day. I remember I was talking to this Muslim dude, and he and I had some gummies, and I was about to fuck these gummies up. I was about to tear into them like, ooh,
You mean edibles or gummy bears?
Some gummy bears. Because I like.
You saying gummies? I gotta ask.
I just like gummy bears. I don't fuck with edibles. I mean, no shade, Cortez.
Yeah,
but,
no shade.
No shade. Big shade. But I was about to tear into him. He was like, "So you know, they got pork in them." I was like, "Oh."
Does this upset you, nigga?
Listen, so since I was trying to be respectful, and I was like, you know what? I ain't even gonna rock with these. And I put them away so I can eat them.
I'm about to say, what'd you do with them?
Yeah, man, this is good guys. These are $1.
How much I paid for these motherfuckers?
Listen, them wasn't the ones that you get in the red and yellow with this hanging up there that used to be like 50 cents.
Oh, they wasn't $2 for $1.
I said, oh no. I paid a good pretty penny for these bitches.
Nigga went and act like she opened and closed the door, throw it out, just put it in the can.
I was like, you so right. This shit, just disgusting what they put in our food.
I was just about to stop eating this shit. I ain't bullshit. All right. We got to get off of that because we got a few more topics that we got to get to. All right, I talked to Bianca about this before the show. I'm going to ask Cortez. Vitamin Water has a contest right now.
Let's see if he'll do it.
I ain't gonna do it.
They are paying $100,000 if you can go the whole year of 2019 without your phone. The only thing you have to do for people listening that don't know about it, you go to Vitamin Water website. I'm sure it has it up there. You post a pic. You write it short or long. I don't know how long it has to be. Like a little essay or something. And you just write why you need a break from your phone. Like, what are you missing? The things that you don't do that you used to do before smartphones took over, things like that. Mm-hmm. And you just hashtag no phone for a year. Mm-hmm. Now, they are going to pick the people. You don't have to just stop using your phone right now because they don't give a fuck if they didn't pick you. So if they pick you, though, I don't know if they're going to watch you, like have you live in a house and like tape you like some kind of reality show or something like that. Mm-hmm. But is that something you would do?
I wouldn't do it. I don't really care. Like, you know when people talk about like what you would do for money? Like, if I won't do it for $5, I'm definitely not going to do it for millions of dollars.
What?
My woman always be like, is this movie? I forgot what it's called, but this couple, they go to Las Vegas and they got the dude from I think it's Kevin Costner, the dude from White Man Can't Jump. Is that Kevin Costner? I could be fucking that name.
No, Woody Allen?
Woody Allen.
Wait a minute, is that his name?
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson. I'm about to say Allen don't sound right. That's the old dude with
Woody
the glasses.
Woody Allen. Yeah. Woody Allen. I know who he is. So Woody Harrelson, right?
Dude is messing with the Chinese woman.
Better put some respect on the boy.
I forgot the girl that's in it, but I think she played G.I. Jane. You remember the old G.I. Jane?
Demi Moore?
Maybe Demi Moore when she cut her hair off and shit.
I thought
so
it was Demi Moore.
They both play in this movie. They both got like these financial problems or some shit.
You talking about when he sell? You talking? Oh my god!
So he sells. So this big
Demi Moore.
So they out in Vegas. They playing this shit. They lose all their money or whatever. And this millionaire is like, if you let me sleep with your wife, I give you $1 million.
I remember that. That's an older movie though.
Yeah. So
that's like almost old as me.
That was Robert Redford. Robert Redford was my back.
My woman like
Robert Redford. You got a thing for Robert?
That boy. If you
I know the old school chicks, but you young.
Barefoot in the Park when he was young was such a great movie. Dude was fine in that bitch.
I don't remember that. Go ahead, Coach.
That's because y'all got to know the classics, not just the nigga classics.
So my woman's like, would you let me, or would you, pretty pawn me off for $1 million, right? And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not gonna pawn you off for $1 million. Like it ain't enough money in the world for me to be feeling disrespected. I'm not gonna want you after that. Like if you I don't care. Like, and that's exactly what happened in the movie. Like he was thinking like, oh shit, $1 million? Fuck yeah. So they have sex, right? After that, every time he looked at his wife, he was just like, you just a nasty ass motherfucker. You just a hoe. Did he make you feel better than me? Like, you got to ask these questions.
Damn, that's what he really asked in the movie?
Yeah, like, he was asking those questions, and she was just like, like, I don't want to talk about that shit. And then what was really fucked up, people always think it's like one time, right? This nigga, they was going to buy a house with that $1 million, right? They was going to buy this house. Tell me why this motherfucker bought it before they can buy it.
Oh, my. So he started hating after
this nigga started hating, bro. Like, then he put her on at his job. Like, now, you're a millionaire and shit, multi-millionaire. He got her working for him now. Like, you gotta be fucking kidding me.
And he already hit it.
And he already hit it. Oh, bro.
All right, let me say this. I didn't see the movie. I remember the concept.
That shit was a good
That shit
movie.
made me mad.
I might have to pull it up, but I will say this. And I agree with you on this part.
Mm-hmm.
Catch me 10 years ago before I went with my woman. I'll say whatever. The girl I'm with, I don't really love this bitch.
Right.
You know what? We go split. Hey, 500,000 right down the middle.
Right.
Let's take this come up.
Right.
There's no way in hell, I don't care how much money you give me, it will have to be a business decision and we gonna fucking part ways.
Right.
I cannot, after we get together, she ain't got to worry about me hitting no chicks. Right. I'm not about to have no other man hitting a woman I love. It's love involved now. The real shit. Right. Not the 20, 30-year-old when motherfucker might be talking. You remember back in the day, we was talking on the phone a long time.
Right, right.
Sometimes, shit within the first week because you done got in like 50 hours on the phone.
Exactly.
I love you come out.
Right, right.
All of a sudden. None of that fake shit, the real shit. There's no way in hell I could fucking sit there and love my woman the same way I did before that because somebody else. And even if it was terrible, but you don't know. Because like I said, she didn't want to talk about it in the movie, right?
Right. She didn't
want and women won't either. A woman ain't about to tell you, let's just say I was the millionaire. Hey, fellas, y'all check this out. Let's just say I was the millionaire. And I gave you $1 million to hit your girl. I'm going to dig your bitch out.
For $1 million, like she going to get all this dick.
When you get your bitch back, she going to be...
She'll be like a Krispy Kreme donut by the time. Look at all these Krispies on you.
She won't be the same when I send her back, bro. Right. There's no way in hell I can have that hanging over my head from a woman. No fucking way.
No, I can't do it. I can't. That's why when you ask me about, putting my phone down or from social media for a whole year, like I wouldn't want to. Not because I'm like too addicted to it where I couldn't force myself to, but I wouldn't want to for it like a whole year. Like that's a long ass time to be disconnected. I feel like from the world. Like I'm not a disconnected person. Like I would lie and say that I can be disconnected, but I can't.
I was about to say this. I'm old enough to where I've been disconnected. If I'm gonna have to put up the air quotations. Mm-hmm. I've been there before. I've been there. I didn't even get on social media. I got on social media to promote music. Mm-hmm. My sister, she's younger, my youngest sister. She's over 10 years younger than me, maybe 15. Mm-hmm. She used to tell me about Facebook all the time. Huh?
He said, maybe. I don't know. I do the math.
I really do. I got so many nieces and nephews and all that type of shit. I forget birthdays and ages. Mm-hmm. All right, but she used to try to get me to get on here, and it just wasn't me. It was like, okay, all right, whatever. But when I found out, hey, people promoting what you doing on here, so I got on there. Mm-hmm. And since I've been on there, I talk shit, I crack jokes, but you've never seen me on Facebook without some type of catch. Okay, this nigga cracking jokes. Oh, shit, he promoting music. When he stopped that shit, he promoting the website. He doing this, he's doing that. I could go without it because my goal of social media is money. And if you give me 100,000,
right,
I'm going to leave that shit alone for a year. And when I come back, it's popping. Right. You know what I mean? Right. I really don't. Like the concept of connecting with family and friends, that never appealed to me because if I want to talk to you, I can call you. Mm-hmm. The people on Facebook, I won't lie and say that I don't feel a connection with them now because I've been on there so long. Some real people I done met, some real conversations I done had. I made some friendships, but could I leave it alone for a year? Yes.
It's tough for me.
Give me that 100,000 and baby, next time you see me. It's all.
What about you?
I think I could. Only because I feel the same way. Like, I remember going to friends' houses and I remember having to call people and say, hey, like, I'm about to leave the house. Now, when I get here, you make sure you're right here because if not, I got to walk through this whole mall in Indian Springs to look for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, where you at? I'm right down here. Oh, I'm right here. I mean, I think it's once you have been without it, then you can do it. Would it be a hard adjustment? I'm not saying the shit would be easy, especially if you update at least once a day. That shit would be fucking hard. It would be hard for me to be like, God damn, I got to get out of the car, and use a payphone or ask somebody to use their phone or I got to do this, that would be super hard. But I think after a month of doing that shit, because I think you really start to find different shit about yourself by being secluded, by being without all the influence of other shit. Like, we think that when we get online, it's just, oh, look, these people acting crazy. But that shit affects all of us. I
bet money you will lose your mind.
Listen, what I'm saying is for the first month, I think it would be hard.
I mean, like, period. I think once you come out of it, you're going to transition into a whole nother person. You're going to be like Martin when he went to that coat with Najee Ramba. Remember that shit when he was in that coat?
Half his hair braided.
Yeah. Sunflower.
Oh, hey, Pepsi, the rest of your nappy head.
And the way I looked when you came in
right
today.
I don't think so. You know what?
Said Mr. Rock.
You know what? I think social media is another reason why music is trash. And this is why I bring that up. Because before, when you had all that influence, you made your own shit. Mm-hmm. Because you didn't have the influence of other people. Mm-hmm. You could be creative because it was coming from you. It wasn't coming from you and some other motherfuckers that you saw online to do some stuff. Things were better. Books were better. Movies were better. A lot of shit was better because you didn't have the influence of everybody else. So then we have to think about ourselves too. What kind of fucking person could you be, or could you spend more time on yourself being if you didn't have the influence of other shit? Mm-hmm. Like, think of relationship wise. Cheating was back then, but cheating is super easy now. Think about the influence of your relationship on how you would be if you didn't even have this shit. Yeah. If you didn't even have I
can't lie. Yeah. When you got it, just opened up more doors and more options. Like,
yeah, now cheating is way easier. I agree with that.
But that don't mean it wasn't prevalent back in the day.
I mean, it was, but you had Fences? You had to be a mover and a shaker.
You had to be a mover and a shaker.
You had to get out and mingle because just think of the people like the life I live now. Social media does have an impression on it because I would get bored. I would want to get out, go socialize, meet new people, talk to new people. But now you could do that, you know what I mean? It's in the palm of your hand.
Yeah, like
you don't have to get out and talk no shit.
Yeah, like who's really going out nowadays, really going to go meet people?
Right.
Like now, I ain't going to lie. Like when I went through my divorce, most of the people that I met after that was online. Mm-hmm. Like, I socialized with these people, you know, here and there, but not out and about. Right. So like to meet these people and being like, let's meet up and go somewhere. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. Like,
yeah, and then it brings some type of like, now you have to basically tear down the image you had of them from social media and find out who they really are. That might be really them, but now you have to find out. When back before you had social media, when you meet somebody, I mean, they could be lying in too, but you know what I mean? You still like getting your impression right there in real life.
But then when you think about it too, a year is a long time, but it's not really that long. If after you really start putting shit in motion, after you start thinking like, what do I really fucking like to do? Because I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. There are a lot of people, and there's parts of me that are included. I'm not excluding myself. That really don't understand, or you could never really understand or know who you are until you like seclude yourself, until you're like just thinking. Because when you do that, you can be real with yourself and you can do all these. But when you see other shit, it's like communication is horrible. People don't communicate. They just listen to respond.
Yeah, a lot of people these days, you would meet. Okay, all right. Let's say social media really started popping for the people that got in on it early, 2005, something like that. So that's 13 years. Now just think if you meet somebody that's 23.
I would say 2001. Only because
I really only count Facebook. It was like Black Planet and MySpace. They weren't as personal,
as
Facebook.
But that opened up the listen. I'm telling you.
I mean, it opened doors.
Well, the only reason why
Mark Zuckerberg saw what was being done wrong.
Yeah,
that's when I was hitting my first hoes off Black Planet and MySpace.
That's what I'm telling you. We was.
But we was.
I can't.
But you only got on there. It was way quicker. Like you didn't see nobody for years on Black Planet. You got on there, and you would probably be meeting up with these motherfuckers if you paid attention to them like within weeks.
Yeah, that is true, boy. I remember
on
coming
Facebook,
home.
you got so many people that you feel like you know, so you just like go through them.
Oh no, I went to my old Black Planet page because I still went that motherfucker. Half of that shit was up. I said, God damn, they still rolling.
What song you got playing on your Black Planet?
I had that motherfucking.
I had that motherfucker. God damn it, what is it?
Shut your ass up.
Take your panties off. Said that Pretty Willie.
Look at that Pretty Willie.
I had on my shit. I saw the backdrop and everything, and it was like fucked up. I said, God damn, come back.
You remember the internet used to be so slow that the song that you had playing, you be on your page for like 6 hours. Then all of a sudden the song kick on. Oh my God! Like, hold on, God! Oh yeah, I did put a track on this.
Listen, I go to school and be like, I didn't even know you had a song on
Right. You be asking people, hey boy, you hear that song? Like, nah.
You had to
be on there for like 10.
You had to
10
embed
hours.
it. You had to embed the song. You had to copy that shit, embed the song just right, nigga. You was a coder.
That motherfucker said, hey,
you did codes,
that is
nigga.
very true.
Oh, this nigga got
We
a
were
future
coders
in
back in the day.
coding.
And it would tell you too, copy and paste.
Yup, copy and paste.
Right.
You press done. That shit, you refresh that motherfucker. Back in the day, you couldn't just refresh it. You had to click out of it, put the address back in.
Oh my
These kids
God.
got it too good nowadays. They just press one button.
They don't know the
refresh.
struggle.
They don't understand.
Remember when Word came out with the undo button? Ah, that was a game changer. Word used to be a little
like a notepad.
yeah,
like
no,
a little,
paperclip. The nigga, the person that helped you out on Word document was a paperclip at the bottom, and you
and
clicked
he'll
on
come
him.
up and you can
Yep.
add some little.
I don't remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't remember that
These
one.
kids has got it too good. Now, when they press the unbutton, I look at the top of the Word document. I see that back button. Nigga, I need that. I need that
You used
shit.
to have to do a lot of shit you shouldn't have to do. Like, this like a fucking typewriter.
You was like, damn, I erased my whole paper. Undo, motherfucker. I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that's some cold shit.
Man,
That's
good
some cold
times.
shit.
Good times. See, this is what I mean. You gotta, this is a good thing to, like, 30s, to me, 30s and 40s are good, like, it's a good age.
It's a
Only
good balance. It's a good balance.
Because you know what you had before,
Yeah.
and then you know what to appreciate, and then you
Yeah.
can still be grateful for this new shit that's happening.
Like, can you imagine, like, my kids growing up, they don't even know what the fucking yellow pages are. You remember the yellow pages and
Why
the
these
white
niggas throwing
pages?
hey, these niggas throwing books in the driveway, daddy.
What the fuck is these
I don't
books?
think they like us.
Say, go down there and get that. Go down there and get that book.
I
Is
told
that
my
the
son-
hate mail I've been hearing about? They
You know-
throwing mail over?
You know how hard the white pages was to look through, nigga?
The white pages was hard as
you,
shit.
you was like, you gotta find Susan Jefferson. You like J-E.
That's why they started
JEF.
changing that's why they started changing the numbers of like Pizza Hut and things like that to easy to remember numbers because they like niggas ain't about to flip through these yellow pages.
Yellow pages was a bitch, man.
Yellow pages, man.
You look
White
up,
pages.
you look at the yellow pages. You was looking for Pizza Hut. You was looking for Pizza Hut for a long goddamn time. Where's the Pizza Hut over here, mama? Goddamn, we too many damn Pizza Huts.
I wrote it on the refrigerator because you get tired of looking for
Right.
it. Oh my god.
Oh my God. Hey, you know
Yellow
what?
pages, bro.
Right now too, it's so easy just to find people.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, like the fucking white pages didn't help you. Like if you want to connect with somebody, you like, damn, you know somebody pop in your head you might have went to high school with.
Yep.
Let me look and see what old Shirley up to.
Every time.
Shirley might have a phone, their mama name. You never find their ass because
Hell
Shirley
no.
ain't in there. Shirley Nelson, I looked at all of them.
Shirley
You done
Nelson.
called all of them. You ever called like 10 people trying to find somebody?
Talking about,
Nigga.
is this?
Ain't no
And
Shirley
like,
here.
But you
Ain't
know
no
what?
Shirley here.
Or it might be Shirley, but it ain't that Shirley.
But people were a lot nicer when you called the wrong number.
Oh yeah, back in the day.
People were a lot nicer. They were like, "Who you looking for?"
Cause we all been there. We was all looking through the white pages.
Yeah,
so I
who you-
mean,
no, that ain't this.
try. They always give you advice. Try Shirley. I think the Shirley you looking for is the 317 number.
I had this all the time, honey. Don't even worry
Don't
about
worry
it.
about
I
it.
swear.
You're like, you know what? It is a 317 number. You call that Shirley. You be like, girl, why did I call the 371 number and not the 31?
She be be like,
she said it always happens. It always happens.
You start talking about it was a nice lady picked up the phone too.
I always said that she was so nice.
Might have to look back up there. It had the address next to it. You might well swing by and get, bring her something.
You remember how hard it was? You remember how hard it was to get caught cheating though? Like now it's a lot easier to get caught cheating. Yeah. Back in the day, you didn't get caught cheating until you was on 3-way and you didn't know you was on fucking 3-way.
Yeah.
You telling all your business on 3-way. You on the phone, you're like, nah, I don't be fucking with that bitch. Nah, we been done. Me and my mama do not fuck her. Is that right, Cortez? Because you was just over here. You like, who is that?
I was a nigga where I gotta call you right back.
You got it right back.
I gotta call you right back. There's no way in hell I'm about to have a serious conversation right now.
See, I was in for the fights. When you had somebody be like, I'm gonna put you on mine, and then you gonna be like, so it'd be like 5 of us on the phone.
It all comes out.
And we be listening like, what you say about her? Talking about fuck that bitch. That bitch da-da-da. Oh yeah, bitch at school.
Yeah. Oh shit, you got everybody on here.
The goddamn Bianca could set me up.
Goddamn, I ain't going to school at all.
Listen, I'll be like, Black Planet, it's going down.
Oh man,
take 5 hours.
Nigga, Black Planet was so much of shit. You had the little guest book at the bottom and people could write on.
Yeah,
nigga, that's where all the hoes was at.
What's up, dog?
But the good thing about, I think it was just, I know MySpace had it. I think Black Planet had it. Like now, you know how people come to your page, even if they don't fuck with you, they just watch you.
Yeah,
I ain't liking shit. Like you can see who came to your page back then. You know what I mean? It's just like now. Like I saw for a minute, Facebook tried it out, but niggas just don't want nobody to know that they checking them out. Every once in a while, like they tried that shit for like 3 days. Facebook, like you could see who saw your post.
I was like, oh,
and motherfuckers like, nah, hell nah. I do not want that nigga to know I check him out. None of that shit. It's like people so secretive now. They want to watch you, but they don't want to make it known that they watch it. Back then, you told on yourself. True. If you come to this page, I see you.
Yep.
Oh, what's up, baby? I motherfucker hit him in the inbox like, I see you checking me out. What's up?
Right. What's up with I hit the wrong.
Right.
I was listening to your damn song.
I'ma just here for the song. Can you send me the copy and paste clip? I want that Tech 9 on my shit.
I used to ask people, talking about what song is this that you got? Copy and paste.
Hey, let me send this to your inbox right quick.
Everybody had freaky songs. You remember the little effects you could have with motherfucking little things was raining down? I'm like, dude, these motherfuckers is going. Hey, you know what? I thought that was the height of technology.
Nigga, we all
this did. Shit is dope.
Nigga, I was meeting bitches.
That's why that shit went haywire. 1 week you got that motherfucker was like,
right. That shit was always fucked up.
I was still, you know what? Before we wrap this shit up, I will shout out Black Planet because you know what? If it wasn't for Black Planet,
there would be nothing else.
I wouldn't even met my woman.
What?
That was that Black Planet.
I met a motherfucker that I didn't like. Because she was catfishing before catfishing was catfishing.
Motherfuckers.
And I met my girl through her.
Oh, no shit.
Off Black Planet.
No shit. I'd have been catfishing a few times on Black Planet. I know I have.
Shout out to Black Planet for I don't know who it was, but I'm not saying shout out to them, but it was an exciting few months for Schlegel Hater. And I'm just here to say, it was wonderful. It was before your time.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to say it was pretty wonderful. So there was someone
6 months older than you, nigga.
Right. There was someone that was on Slago that was putting everybody's name and like just talking mad shit.
Damn.
And they would come out with shit every we would like rush to get home. Like I know the hater said some shit. They named the nigga Slago Hater, but they was talking about hella shit. And niggas was CSI trying to figure out who the fuck it was.
Niggas was good. Niggas was catfishing then.
It was so exciting. Damn. And then the shit shut down. God damn it. I thought they was going to bring that shit to MySpace, but they didn't.
MySpace was the shit too, man. MySpace
I used to love
the game. I know you used to love it because that was for rappers, nigga.
Hey,
that was
bro.
for musicians.
The reason I love it, you know what? Before I get off of this shit, I got to say one more thing too. Before I get off of this shit, like I got on MySpace right before they put the like friend request limit.
Mm-hmm.
You could get on MySpace, be on there for like a month. You got 100,000, 150,000 motherfucking friends. Dude, when I was out selling my CD, you know why motherfuckers bought it? the first thing motherfuckers say is, I seen this on MySpace.
MySpace
because it was all over. They didn't know it could have been the trashiest shit ever. Motherfuckers like, dude, I seen it on MySpace because I had everybody, and you can go to different cities.
Yep.
Like, okay, let me target here.
Yep.
And we was in Minnesota when I first got on MySpace, so I was just sending all friend requests to them. Mm-hmm. Everywhere I go, to like, I seen this, bro. Let me get that. Let me get two of them. All right. One of the things, that shit just made me forget what the fuck I was about to say. I got that music. Why you bringing up that music?
I did poems on MySpace.
I thought he was about to say poem. I'm about to say, bro, don't look, you go there.
Listen,
you pull up I'm trying to pull up my MySpace right now. Did you remember you could write notes on there? And when you wrote notes, people could. It was called something with a K. It was like, instead of liking it, it was like I forgot what the fuck it was. It started with a K though.
Damn.
And that was the kudos. It was kudos. It wasn't a K. It was a Q.
Shit.
You could give kudos on there, right?
Okay.
And I was killing it, bro. I even had another nigga.
Killing it. I
thought I was a shit. Me and this one dude that wrote poems that I didn't even fucking know. This nigga lived out in Atlanta and shit. Me and him collabed on
this nigga was doing collabs back in the day.
So me and him collab on one. Bitches was going crazy. They was like, oh my gosh, you just so blah, blah, blah. Me and him was just getting hella hoes, man.
He was a poem man.
Man, I was a poem man. I gave up that life, man. Gave up that life. I should have still been doing poems, man.
All right, we done with that. Hey, that was a stroll down memory lane. We got to get to one of the funniest things, in my opinion, that happened this week. It was something that was said by R&B artist.
Oh.
By the name of Jacquees. Did I pronounce that right? Jacquees. Is it Quees?
No,
I think black people put a Q in that shit. It's Keys.
Yeah, I think it's Quees.
It's Quees? Okay.
Because he got that one song, he'd be like... He got all them songs on there.
Hey, did you see the video where this nigga was like,
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, we teasing you for that shit, bro. Stop.
It's a young generation that likes that nigga, man.
Oh, my God. And you know what? I feel like me and my girls we've got to the age. I don't know if she got something on that playlist, but don't bring that shit to bed, bro.
Right.
That's some immature. I'm not fucking to no immature music. I'm not doing it. Dude,
no Jacquees.
If I'm hidden and some immature shit come on your playlist, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to stop. Anyway, Jacquees came out this week and ruffled some feathers. And I will say this. A lot of people aren't saying the whole thing. He said, I'm the king of R&B of this generation. Mm-hmm. And that just made me question when is the end of a generation? When does this generation start? Is it the age difference? Is it like when you dropped your last album? Like, when does a generation stop? I don't think I've known.
And that's the thing about music, because it don't have an age limit. So you can't tell me that you're the king of this generation when you still got other kings out there that's still doing shit.
That ain't went nowhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't understand how you gonna be the king. You can be the prince. You can be the next
prince.
nigga in line.
No, but I don't even think he can be the prince.
Yeah.
There's a king and a prince that I got in mind, but Jacquees ain't nowhere near him.
Right.
I'm gonna have to.
Don't play devil's advocate on this shit.
I am.
You listen to him?
I do.
Do you like him?
I think there's a difference. I think there are singers, there are entertainers. Entertainers are people who you like, oh yeah.
What do you think he is?
I don't think he's a singer. I think he's an entertainer.
Then we ain't got nothing to talk about.
But no,
I don't understand what you're saying.
Shut it down.
Right. It's a goddamn shut down.
This is why I will say that. For this generation, because we can't pick and choose when we want to say that shit. We say this generation's rap music all the time. We say that shit all the time.
Yeah, but rap music been fucked up for a long time.
But there's still artists who still put out good music.
But like rappers, they can get old. Like, I mean, like even though people still fuck with Jay-Z, he's like the only one that people still fuck with. Like, even when Eminem,
like 50.
Yeah, when Eminem came back out, people was like, we want Eminem back out, but this shit is trash. Like, that's how they was. They was like, we wanted this shit to be successful, but probably not. But name any other rapper that's still out here that you could be like, that this generation listens to.
But listen to this too. A lot of us who were listening to hardcore rap, there's still some out
NWA,
there.
Or what you talking about?
A lot of
niggas
us
with attitude
that was listening to hardcore rap.
Short.
Listen to old school music now too.
Low job Betty.
BJB, yeah, I got that in the deck.
I will say say Jacquees is popular. He's very popular. This is what I will say.
I won't hate on him.
So for him to say, but for him to think that, because T.I. said it once before too. If he say he the king, shit, he say he the king. Until somebody comes and proves you, whether you not, until somebody comes and says some
but that was
shit.
actually.
T.I. was like the king of the South.
But,
I'm about to say, and he had some competition there.
Yeah.
But you left that open when you say, if you feel like this, who you are. Now, do I think he is? Not at all.
Pimp C said that. I didn't say that shit.
Listen, now,
Hey, Pimp C said that shit on the intro. Hey, rest in peace to Pimp. But Pimp said that shit. Right. Like, and people just like, okay, people. Well, not everybody, because not everybody's familiar with Pimp C, but the real rap heads, when Pimp C said that shit, trying to squash the things that shit brought about, and even it was other situations down there with the South rappers. But he was like, okay, basically this man feel like. He was like, and if that man feel he a king. And then, you know what I mean? He just trying to squash some shit. But there were more. You got a lot of kings down south. And back then, it was a little triangle. T.I., Luda, Jeezy. But all of them niggas was like, you know what I mean?
But you still left that door open and saying, if someone feels like that's who they are, until someone comes and takes them. And I will say this about him. A lot of people, maybe not our age, but a lot of people like this nigga, buy his shit and listen to him, right?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Nothing's wrong with that.
But to say of this generation, who, not for us, not who we know, because this is, we say it all the time, we'll listen to this shit, we're not buying and purchasing this shit. There's a big difference. So for the people who are buying and purchasing music that's being made today, right now, who else are they buying and listening to? I mean, I wanted to ask this question to Facebook. Like, who else are you?
But most people ain't buying and listening. We streaming. And a lot of the people, like, even on those Jacquees, even on those Jacquees posts, a lot of them even said, look, I love this dude, but you tripping. I saw that.
Because to me, the definition of a king, like, to me, even at the time, did I love T.I. at the time? I did. Did I think he was the king of the South? No.
Then who was?
No. Only because of this. If you look at real, like, Michael Jackson got to say he was the king of pop because of sales. Period. The nigga made money. But
ain't no more sales. It's only streams.
Which is streams, but there's still ways to know how many streams you got for each song. How many there's
Jacquees ain't nowhere near the top.
Which is what I'm saying. So the real people, which is why I didn't take that. If a person say they're the king, they're a king. No, it's your numbers. It's your numbers. What are your numbers doing? Whether it be streams or downloads or anything else, what are your numbers doing? If your numbers saying that, because a lot of people say shit, and I'm like, I disagree, but your numbers say that. I don't like you like that.
Yeah.
But your numbers prove what you're doing. So then you have to look at another person and say, what are your numbers doing? How many number one hits do you have? And Puffy said that same shit. Like, what are your numbers, nigga? And then category wise, R&B is not just I came over and hit it, or I fucked with you and your friend and shit like that.
Tell me about it.
It was more love, and it was more expression in the music, and that shit is not happening now. So to say that, you got to come with more than just people are downloading your shit. But where are your numbers? Like, and I just wondered, I didn't get a chance to look that up, but I wonder how much is he selling or streaming, whatever. I wonder how much, and if he's not at the top, like, who is, this is a good question to ask. I want to see who is selling in streams, and we'll just say streams. Who's selling in streams more than Jacquees? Because even when he remade Trippin', the internet was vouching for this nigga. So
I saw a lot of youngsters like go at LMA and go at her record company, and we talked about this on the show. But look, you motherfuckers need to learn. There's a lot of people working behind those motherfuckers. That product that's being put out. You can't say that LMA was hating on this nigga. Now, if you view it like that, then we could say that he was hating on her because that ain't your shit, nigga.
Right.
Get your own shit, and then if that shit blow, can't nobody say nothing to you. We have nothing to fucking say. But if you blow or get real hot off of somebody else's shit, then the way I take it, a fan saying that she was hating on him, nigga, you are ignorant to the game because that's not how it works. Right. This ain't the mixtape era no more. That shit has kind of been trashed because people are all about streams now. So don't take my shit and get it streamed because back then, you know what I mean, it was being sold on the streets, but it wasn't being sold in the stores. Yeah. And now that we in a streaming era, if you take somebody's shit and it starts streaming and get popular on yours, you making money off another nigga. And now they can see it. They can track it. It ain't like 100,000 CDs got sold hand to hand and can't nobody find that mixtape. Now we see the numbers, nigga. Give us that money. We about to sue you. Because you are supposed to be creative. An artist, by definition, you're supposed to be creating things for us to like you for. Right. You didn't create that. You piggybacked it. Whether it got popular, yes, it did. But that wasn't you. So I can't give you 1% credit for that part.
Right.
Basically. I have nothing to say.
All right. That was an abrupt end. Let me find something else.
As long as Pretty Ricky don't jump on there trying to battle, I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely fine.
I gotta bring this up. And it was something because for my old cheating days, I felt it, but now as I'm older, it's like I don't know. I think you fucked up. So it was like I chose to stay out of it. But I'm gonna ask y'all how y'all feel. Mm-hmm. Offset. He dropped a video on his Instagram, basically begging for Cardi B back. Mm-hmm. I do give him props on not saying everything, he feels everything he's saying. Of course, you got to beg for your girl back, whether it's publicly or in private, because you want your fucking girl back. You know you fucked up. But I do give him some props for doing it on social media because nowadays this ain't the thing. Not saying he's a gangster rapper and people look at him like, okay, all right, this nigga's too hard. He's not one of them. Mm-hmm. But people still, people rap about bitches and playing and doing this and doing that. He got caught. A lot of people are sorry when they get caught. You ain't sorry if if you just strung together 50 to 100. You ain't going to be sorry you didn't get caught. But he got caught. So now he's begging for Cardi B back. How you feel about that? And do you think she should take him back?
Biggie, give me one more chance. Biggie, give me one more chance. You got to answer that, Cortez. You answer that. I'm not ready.
Sorry, y'all had seen this twerk video. Apologize.
Sounded like twerk music.
Yeah, I apologize.
That's a goddamn porn phone.
Saturday night, Snapchat be popping.
Stay focused.
Sorry. So, do I feel like Ron? Let it go, man. You ain't burning nothing except for the stem now. God damn
it. I got 5 more puffs.
Right. Nah.
It was just 2.
I think it's trashed. I mean, this nigga was just out here just cheating, right?
Thank you. Look at Ron. Ron be swinging it.
He ain't doing nothing but blowing it back over here.
Hey, the first swipe took a little bit over there. Man, go ahead with your ass.
Ron said, "Oh."
Like she said, like if you gonna apologize for some shit that you did before, like when she was talking about like you do some fucked up shit, then you apologize for it. No, I'd rather not have the apology because if you knew better, you would do better, and you ain't doing fucking better. An apology ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? So I feel like that nigga was openly cheating. He got caught plenty of times. She let that nigga do whatever he wanted to do. But at the same time, did we really believe that this shit was gonna work out? Like at the beginning, I was like, this shit is trash. Man, this shit ain't gonna be working out. This shit trash. Like it seemed like they just put this shit together out the fucking blue. Like it didn't seem like this shit was like. If you seen her in Love and Hip Hop, she was all over like what's the nigga name? What's the nigga name that first he was with who the fuck was his name? Not Reed Dollars, but the nigga that hung out with Reed Dollars. Y'all remember his name that she was with him?
I don't remember that. I didn't watch it a lot, but I thought she was with the dude that was in jail. I thought she was like
with the nigga in jail. Then she was with the goddamn DJ. Then she was with
the BJ,
the light skinned dude. You know what I mean? Like, and then all of a sudden she's rapping. Now she's with Offset and shit, right? And then you be thinking like this shit don't even go together. Like it just didn't go together. It seemed like I'm trying to come up and I need an extra boost to come up. So I'm gonna use one of the Migos to help me come up. And she got that clout. Like she went from a stripper to now she's like one of the best artists in the world. Like you can't just do that off of just yourself. You know, like some people fucking go with Justin Bieber. Then all of a sudden they ain't with Justin Bieber no more. Or they may be with, you know, like Bobby Brown was with Whitney Houston. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That shit helps the clout. You know, like would Beyonce be where she at without Jay-Z? Mm-hmm. Would Jay-Z be where he at without Beyonce? Like,
you know what? Hey, look, trust me, I'm definitely feeling you on this one. But this is my take on it. It really could have been that because that's one of the most popular routes these days. But I actually think like Cardi B's success, like the whole time we seen her on Love and Hip Hop, like we view that as success, but she wasn't there yet.
Right.
I think she was still she saw a celebrity because I mean I won't hate on the girl. She could have got a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people might not have liked her personality. She might have had to go for a certain type of person. You know what I mean? I think she genuinely liked the dude and got with him and shit. I don't like I've never heard anything about her cheating and this and that because it would have been publicized because she's out there now.
Right.
I think that she fell too quick for a person. She got in the industry now. It's just like if we get there, I mean, hopefully we will. Hopefully it's soon too. Y'all listening? You know, make it soon. If we get there and we get around the lights, we find somebody that we like. We start to deal with them. You could be ignorant to a lot of the things that's going on.
Yeah.
Offset had been in it a little bit longer.
Right.
It's hard to go like, you know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers say I go from 0 to 100 real quick. It's hard to go from 100 to 0 or 100 to 1. I think it's hard. But you being the person that's coming into that and getting into this person liking him and that's what he do, I think she put her feelings out there too quick. I just think she put her feelings out there too quick. You got to take your time no matter. Because I think with a celebrity, even though I don't know any, I'm not one, but I think that you can kind of say, okay, all right, when you get around these people, you feel like you on their level. You're not yet. You haven't experienced what they've been experiencing.
But think about this. Like,
and it's hard to slow them down.
Like, these are people in pop culture that are very famous. Like, we look at Jay-Z and we so shocked that Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. And I'm not shocked at all.
I'm not shocked. That's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm not shocked at all.
Jay-Z was in his way before Beyonce.
Right. Like this nigga Jay-Z, I mean, he might have the baddest chick in the game, right? But how often do he see her? How often is he on the road, you know, and she's on the road?
Well, now they see each other a lot.
Yeah,
but when it
she
was
locked that down.
Yeah.
No, nigga, we on tour together. This is the Carters now.
Yeah, and this is exactly what I'm saying. I'm glad you used that because all right, that's almost a similar situation. Not as far as popularity and money and all that shit. But when you look at two people, Beyonce came in the game, yes, she popped. Everybody looking at her like, God damn, she got it all. But the Jay-Z,
he done been there and done that.
He wasn't looking at her like that. Like, right. Jay-Z been out here for a while, and he's been fucking with some real, you know what I mean, money chicks. Like, motherfuckers, like, it's money chicks and niggas that we don't even know about.
And then do you really care about the money? Like, now, now you don't even care about
richer than Beyonce.
Yeah, so now you looking at it like, I'm just really out here just doing my own fucking thing because I can.
Man, it's just like
until I get caught, and that's what happened with the nigga Offset.
When like two rich people get together, the money is canceled out.
Yeah, it ain't about no money no more. Now it's just pretty much
only us broke people look at people with money and be like, God damn, I would cheat on her.
How can you cheat on her? She got all that money and she got all that ass. Like she got everything you want. No, nigga, it's other bitches that got other shit that I want. Maybe today I want some.
This shit like
maybe I want
years.
some triple D's titties today.
Yes.
Maybe I want. Maybe I want a shorter, a little.
That's the page I'm on. Let's see how Bianca feels about this because me and you, we here.
Yes, let me, please, Jesus.
I gotta hear this.
Do I think that Cardi really cares about Offset? Yes. Do I feel like Offset cares about Cardi? Yes.
I agree.
I do feel like both these people are very fucking young. They are young.
What are their ages?
I know Cardi is like 22, 23.
Cardi B is 22.
She's young.
God damn, I didn't know that. I thought she was in her 30s.
I could be, and look it up. I could be wrong. And Offset is, how old is Offset? I'm pretty sure.
Alexa, how old is Cardi B?
Ooh.
Dumbass Alexa. Oh shit, my bad.
26.
Why you gonna talk about my bitches she was thinking?
My bad, god damn.
Hey, he's sorry, Alexa.
She's 26. She's 26. That's still hella young. I thought she was in her 30s.
And Offset is 27. So you have these two young people who, and let's
Hey,
just,
first of all, nigga, don't be talking about her in the same room. I'm sorry, Bianca. You can go ahead. Don't be talking about my bitch. I had to get on my girl earlier for talking smart to her.
I need you to put some respect on her name.
Damn, I apologize.
Both of y'all.
Ask her a question and cuss her out.
Somebody talking about my bitch. You
That's
gotta
my
put some
bitch.
respect on her name.
Hey, Alexa, know what it is.
Alexa, what's your name?
You know damn well not to ask her that.
Tell Ron's ass. No, I do. I think there's two people who really cared. I don't think they did it. At first, I was like, hey, he just did that shit. But then, like, I agree with Ron said when he said they came up fast. Because both of them did. Both of them came up fast. And it's not just the fact that Cardi needed to use Offset. Let's be real. Quavo was talked about way before he got with Cardi.
Yeah.
Everybody thought Quavo was going to leave.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because fuck Takeoff and Offset. Like,
Right.
who are they? Like, we looking at
Wait a
Quavo.
minute, that's really one of them names, Takeoff?
Takeoff.
I didn't know
Takeoff, Offset, and
I don't know the other name.
what's the other one's name?
There's three of them.
Yeah, it's three of
Quavo,
them.
The Quavo
Offset,
dude.
and Takeoff.
Takeoff. Sorry.
So you still high? Okay.
No,
Not today.
I really
that.
can't. I really
know I
can't
just
put.
heard three names.
Right, I really can't put the faces with the names to tell you the truth. So that's why I'm
Me
asking.
Well,
neither.
I think like Quavo and Offset are like, I'm not quite, are they? One of them are family members. Like they all
The
family
Takeoff is
members somehow.
just the dumbest looking motherfucker in the
Listen,
group.
that was that.
That
But
nigga
no,
be looking hella dumb.
no. So no one was really talking about Offset until Offset got with Cardi. And then
Yeah.
it became like there is another member. Mm-hmm. So am I saying that could have put strain on shit? Because a person want to be known, especially a dude, want to be known to make it because of his lyrics was cold. You wasn't.
No,
you
I don't
didn't-
have to worry about that.
You didn't make it. Well,
Right,
I will
right.
say this. Not that their lyrics are cold, but I can know Quavo songs that people will sing and people be like, what do they do? Mm-hmm. He didn't get noticed until Cardi start
But
blowing up.
but think about this. But Cardi B, in her mindset, she wasn't even thinking like she done blown up. Like in her mindset, she's still thinking like, I just got my teeth fixed. You know what I mean? That cost a bag. So she's not even thinking about I'm fucking on top. Like I'm just now having enough money to get my teeth fixed.
But-
So when she gets with Offset, she's thinking like you coming from the same place I'm coming from. Like you ain't as big as you ain't as big as Beyonce and Jay-Z, but you gonna be on the come up just like me.
But we have to remember too, both these people are hood. If you want,
Exactly.
if you are coming into, that's just like us coming into the industry, and we meet some people from a podcast that are real fucking cool. You ain't telling me that we ain't gonna talk to some
We
of
gonna
these people
attach with 'em.
individually,
Yeah.
and talk to these people and see like what you know. How
Yeah.
do you, especially if they reach out to us like, hey, you know, this is I know y'all knew we big and da 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 da. So once you start talking to that person, you can't help if you get attached to that person.
That is true.
And you like, damn, you know, we cool because just because we're not in that spot right now, don't mean that doesn't happen. Who's to say he didn't reach out to her like, you know, I see you doing your thing, but you know, be careful or whatever.
Right.
And that shit could have happened from then, and you could already tell.
Yeah,
how,
you spark a conversation. You never
Right.
know where it's gonna go.
But when you think about the aspects of it and how fast it moved, and like we all get in relationships and shit move fast. But think about this. Every time a celebrity has a baby, they celebrity status go on some other shit, especially if they hide the baby. And how long was she fucking hiding that baby?
But then you could think, but there's a couple of celebrities that have had kids and fell the fuck off.
I know, but I'm saying like,
so basically you took a big fucking gamble.
They don't fall off
Did-
before they show that baby.
yeah, did she
even-
show?
but
How long
even
did
so.
how long did she wait to show that baby? Until after they
Until
fucking
after
broke,
they
right?
did it.
I think
So
the
you know what I'm
managers
saying,
and
like-
the agents would be like, "Don't show this baby for a minute. Wait
right,
till you pop."
right.
Until-
Because then when you show the baby, now the baby is profitable.
Yeah.
Now you can push this baby in any
But,
fucking thing.
but listen, but you know what? Any
Hey,
Take
out
that
here
baby
pushing
in.
that baby.
but you know what? Any person
50 grand to take a picture of this baby,
Hell
dude.
yeah, I would do that that shit too.
Shit crazy.
If a person said you can make money, if my kids can fucking make money just off being my fucking kid, I'm gonna push that shit too.
But if it was regular Joe Smith or whatever, and this was her and Joe Smith, baby, nobody would really fucking care that much.
Give a fuck.
But this is Offset's baby and Cardi B's baby. This is their baby. We want to make sure that the nigga look like the baby looks like Offset.
say whatever y'all want to. I'll say this.
Baby ain't got no damn
Nobody,
right.
I'll say this. No,
baby, say something. No. That's his baby.
Listen,
that's his goddamn baby.
Sounds just like his daddy.
You can't compare Cardi B. You can't compare Cardi B and Offset to Jay-Z and Beyonce because both of these two people had names for them fucking selves, big names for themselves before people, because they were together for longer than they let us know. Again, we knew about Cardi B, but we knew about the Migos first. Let's remember.
Right.
The Migos.
Yeah, but real Migos fans knew them apart.
Yeah.
We just didn't.
Those were real Migos fans.
But there's a lot of them motherfuckers.
It's a lot of them, but
it's our age group.
It's a lot of them, but you have more fans who knew Quavo than they knew who Offset and Takeoff.
Probably
who they were.
All right, but I'm going to ask you as a woman. Why did they know Quavo? Because none of them got lyrics. Why did they know Quavo?
Okay, so Quavo
actually the one that got lyrics.
Quavo.
Everybody else got ad libs.
Well, this is what I heard. I heard Takeoff shit. I heard now. See, this is what I heard. I heard now he got a cold like album coming out or some shit like that. This is what I heard.
Thought it already dropped. Quavo shit.
Not Quavo shit. Takeoff.
I mean, Offset.
I have no idea who that is. No,
right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's a dumb looking dude.
But see what I mean? But when people said Quavo, and Quavo was on everybody's song. He was on everybody's fucking song.
Who was left off the group? Who was left off the song?
Takeoff.
Takeoff was left off the song?
Takeoff was left off the song.
Damn. See, that's why.
That's why they almost beat Joe Budden ass.
Yeah.
Takeoff was the one that was left off the song.
You better watch that shit.
Because Joe Budden basically said it's Quavo.
Yeah, he said Quavo
then
made
it's
the
Offset.
group. Yeah.
Then it's Takeoff. But with the rest of them niggas, they trash. And if Quavo wanted to leave, which he was right, because at this time, 2017, 2018, Quavo was fucking popping. He was on everybody's shit.
I remember that.
He was singing. He was rapping. He was doing on everybody's shit. He was the one that was pulling the weight for their whole album. He was the one. So people were like, shit, he the Beyonce of the group. Yep. Like, he the one that's about to leave and take off.
And you know what? I'm not a Migos fan, but it's kind of crazy how, I mean, just hearing that situation, I never knew it existed. As far as him wanting to leave and doing this and that. But
he never said that.
He didn't say he wanted to leave. People were coming to
because he was he was a better.
I was just about to say, because when they started the group and formed the group, when they put the formula together, even on the first album, even though I have no idea what it is, like, you already know the roles. Like, people knew their roles at first. So don't get a little money and be like, you know what? I feel I'm better than you niggas. Nah, y'all already had this plan before y'all got it together. So I'm glad they didn't break up. I don't listen to them.
You know what? It was actually four of them. It was actually four of them, and then one of the guys, I guess his dad, he was like the part of the producing group or something like that. So he would write the lyrics and shit, and he didn't like how things was going, so he bounced or something like that. So then that's when it was three. But I do think two of them are like cousins or something like that. And then the other one is like a friend.
The uncle. No, the other one's like an uncle.
Like an uncle or some shit.
Yeah.
I think they had to keep it at three, because if you saw the movie, even though they ain't the Amigos, it was only three of them. All right.
Shut your ass up, Ron.
It was never the four Amigos. All right.
Cardi with Barty?
Let him apologize.
You know what? I got to ask that. What the fuck does Barty mean?
Yeah, what does Barty mean?
It's just the B in her. Well, you know her name is Barcalise.
Oh, maybe that's her part of her name.
Yeah, and you
know
Barcalise, some shit like that.
Broccolis with cheese.
Shout out to Cardi still, but Offset, good for you for apologizing to the public. Period. You know why? Because the disrespect was public. So you might as well go ahead and apologize to the fucking public, because you can't disrespect people. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You cannot disrespect somebody publicly.
But he only apologized after the fact. You don't listen. You don't never apologize. Like, if it's a true apology, you apologize because you felt bad about that shit, not after the fact that everybody's slandering you through the world.
But Cardi B's big now, so I think after he cheated or got caught, whatever, because he would actually say in the video, "I want to see the baby." I ain't gonna say her name because that's weird to me. But I think people were in their ear like, don't take the nigga back. It sounds like right now he not even seeing her or hearing from her. Because she got a million people in between them now.
I think that's what it is. I think it
had to be, because I don't think he'd made that video if he could have just called her and would say, all right, I'm about to pull up.
Right.
And not only that, and she Cardi hood, so Cardi probably said the same shit. You see that little meme going around? If you disrespect me in public, apologize in public, period, nigga. Like, sometimes, you know what?
She didn't write that shit.
She didn't, but she hood. So I'm pretty sure she saw that shit.
You wrote just on the man.
Like, hell yeah, say that shit. So I do. I kind of feel like that. The only thing that I said about apologizing if you don't mean it, if you are a fucking racist and you've been a racist for fucking years,
long time.
You didn't say one fucking thing and said, I don't even feel this way. Why would I say it? You know, like I've done some shit that I've been like, shit, I know this shit is wrong and I'm doing this shit, but like I do fucking apologize. Yeah. But if I've done something for fucking years,
you think that nigga ain't been cheating for years?
I'm pretty sure he's been cheating.
He's been cheating for years and years and years.
But what I'm saying, I'm gonna apologize for the shit.
You know, I'm gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna ask you a question, right? Okay. And I want your honest opinion about this.
Okay.
Because I like this answer.
Who asked this? Who have you asked this question?
I asked this question before.
To who?
To random people.
Okay.
All right. So, or to Facebook. You know how.
Okay.
I do, right?
Okay.
So, if your man cheated on you, right? You would leave him.
Yeah.
Right.
Did I cheat? Too?
No. You didn't cheat too.
I'm faithful.
Yeah, you faithful.
Set the scene.
Okay. You're a faithful ass motherfucker, right? You're you. You know what I mean? And you find out your man. You find out your. You reform you. And that go for you too, Ron. If your woman cheat on you, right? You fucking done, right? Right? If your woman cheated on you right now,
man, for me, if
done.
My girl cheated on me, I'm done.
Done. Or beyond.
It depends on the situation.
I mean, like he just rudely cheated on you. Like he didn't give a fuck about your feelings or anything. He cheated on you in your fucking bed. Like he just.
Oh, in my bed?
Yeah. Like you just done.
It don't matter where my girl cheated. Yeah. I'm done because I'm not cheating.
Now let me ask you this though, right? You get with the next person and you find out the reason why they broke up is because they cheated. Would you?
Wait,
I mean, like,
what?
Yeah. So you get with the next person.
Okay.
You got with another person, right?
Okay.
And you about to build a relationship with them.
Right.
But you find out the reason why that the last relationship they was in is because he or she cheated.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
Like, would you still be with that person?
I mean, it's kind of like saying basically like the same thing for the first. I left the first one because of trust issues.
Right.
And I'm getting into this one.
Right.
And I'm going to have trust issues because you just told me you cheated.
Right.
So the difference would be is I'm putting faith in you.
Right. Not because you know
not to do it to me.
Right.
But then
talk to him.
I couldn't
trust
this other person.
Right.
Or put faith in this other person. This other person wouldn't disrespect me again.
Right. I feel like in that sense, right? If my woman cheated on me, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to get with another person that just cheated on they man, because now I'm just going back to the same situation I just fucking left. Why not just stay with the cheater that I know that cheated?
Man, if I'm single and this person says that they were cheating, blah blah, it depends on where I am, what I'm looking for. If I'm looking for a serious relationship, then nah.
Yeah, I'm talking about serious relationship. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about just somebody you trying to fuck with. And somebody you trying to.
I'm about to say I fuck with it.
Yeah. we don't give a fuck about that.
But
baby, don't worry about it. That's all we gonna do anyway.
We'll even fuck back with our ex. Just be like, I ain't fucking with you like that. Yeah. But I'ma fuck you.
Fuck shit out of me. I ain't fucking with you.
Listen,
yeah, you'd hurt my goddamn feelings. I ain't.
And I'm here to say,
fucking with you like that.
Women will too.
Shut your ass up.
I mean, but you're supposed to though.
Especially
like if you're not looking for something serious, it don't matter what they just did to their ex. Exactly. If you're looking for somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Drop that $1 million off. Woody was already gonna cheat on you anyway, Jimmy. He was already gonna cheat.
Drop that $1 million off.
Fuck this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Grab that cash. Do what you need to do. That nigga bought that house. Fuck it. Take that shit from him too. I mean, do what you gotta do.
God that nigga damn, you already got $500,000.
So you gotta keep going. You going on dates with this nigga? You might as well go ahead and take the cash. Anyway, no. That would be a hard. The only reason why that's hard is because, let's say you were in previous relationships and you cheated on these previous people. But you can say, well, I met the one that I'm with now and I ain't cheated. Yeah. Because this relationship I feel like is more serious, or I love this person more than I did my other relationships.
Right.
So you taking a gamble on somebody saying like, I've done some shit in the past, because we all got a past. Let's keep it real. Male, female, point blank period, cat, dog, everybody got a past. But to say that a person shouldn't give a shot to you because you've cheated in the past is like saying, where would you be now if you told this person, well, I cheated before? And the person like, well, damn, I ain't fucking with you no more.
Bianca always trying to make sense. That makes sense.
But that don't make sense. It makes sense.
It kind of do. You remember that reality show I told y'all to watch, that Atlanta shit? Did y'all ever watch it?
No, Ron, we didn't watch that shit.
I'm about to say, it was this dude named it was pretty good. It was actually pretty good. It was some decent people on there. It was no hood rats. Mm-hmm. They were all professional people. It was only one weird nigga that came out of the blue, and his name was Paco. He was talking to this girl, and she asked him, how many times you been married? Mm-hmm. And he said, I've been married twice. So she was like, okay, so like what happened in your first marriage? And the nigga, like this nigga just, even the audience knew, like this nigga's a serial cheater. This nigga started sweating. Mm-hmm. So he took off his hat, started wiping his head. She was like, you cheated, didn't you? Mm-hmm. So he didn't say yeah, but he was like, I was young. Well, he basically said yeah without saying I was young, blah, blah, didn't know how to blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, okay, what happened in your second marriage? This nigga started coming out his jacket.
Again.
At the time.
And so you know how they paused it for dramatic effect? It went to commercial, but when it came back, she was like, he cheated again. Now that right there, that's a repeated, because I'm
a repeat offender.
Yeah, he's a repeat offender. Yeah. I will say this. Every time, like, when you hear somebody cheating in a relationship, it doesn't mean that they cheat all the time. Sometimes you're in a relationship that not working out. Yes, the person should just fucking cancel the shit. Mm-hmm. But sometimes people look, like some people need, like my boy said this shit a long time ago, some people fucking monkey bar. You know what I mean? Before they, you know what I mean? You don't let go of the last bar until you didn't fucking latched on to the next one. And some people, that's their method, because some people have the feeling that, okay, I need to be with somebody. It might not be exactly that, but they don't leave the past relationship until they, like, at least spark some interest in, like, I'm about to get into this one.
That makes sense. Don't leave your job until you got a new job. I got you.
And then if you're really skilled, you go back to the old.
2 weeks.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're just going back and forth. You ever seen that crazy kid on the monkey bar to go back and forth?
I don't know.
Like, damn, nigga, you supposed to go to the end of that motherfucker. He just going back and forth. You know what I mean?
But my logic is just going back to Bianca. Like, when you talk about people that change, that's what you were saying. Like, people that change, so I'm gonna give this person a shot. I'm juggling it. I don't know if it's gonna work out or not work out, right? But when I talk about this, about cheating, if I'm a person that I can't, like, if my girl cheated on me today, like, I cannot accept it, right?
Okay.
Now, if I take that same logic that you just said, you giving the next person a shot, then I have to use that logic, and everybody gonna be like, oh, that's a little extreme. But a person that beat somebody, right? So if I came out of an abusive relationship and I meet another person now, and that person said, yeah, I abused my past wife, but I didn't change, would you be with that motherfucker with the same logic? You wouldn't.
Okay, listen to this though. Listen to this, and then after we discuss this, then we can move on. Okay, so I do believe, I get what you're saying. That's why I'm saying I'm 50-50, because I do get what you're saying. However, have you met a person who said, because I definitely have you ever met a person who said, oh, don't fuck with that person this and that?
Yep, I met people
and
like
then
that.
they gave you information about this person, what that person did to them.
Yeah.
And when you met that motherfucker, the motherfucker was solid.
Yeah, they wasn't nothing like they said.
Because they didn't do that shit to you.
Right,
because they didn't cross you in a way that this other person may feel like they got crossed. Now, that could be the same way. You don't know why this person, like Ron said, you don't know why this person cheated. I'm not saying yay or nay, but I'm just giving reasons for both. You don't know why this person cheated. Their relationship could have been a totally different dynamic than what the fuck, like any of your exes. They could have a different outcome and result. You could tell a person, like, don't do that like them. They like, nah, partner, they not like that with me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So different people bring out shit with other people. And just because your dynamic did not work with this person doesn't mean that somebody else's dynamic won't work.
That's true.
Now, could you possibly be like, fuck you, I ain't talking to you, I'm gonna go to somebody else? But even though you did that shit, then, I mean, it's just the gamble when you deal with people.
And you just don't like certain people. Not all relationships, I mean, not everybody's perfect. You in some relationships for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I had
you in some motherfuckers.
That cash. Sally Mae was calling.
Exactly. I was messing with the motherfuckers that had some money. I was messing with the motherfuckers at the time I was homeless. It's all kind of reasons people will mess with each other. Different people mesh differently. Different people fucking have, like she said, dynamics in their relationship that the last one might not even have. Might not have been any dynamics. It was just we together for whatever. Yeah. Some people just rush into shit. They don't know why they together. They realize one day they're not even supposed to be together if they're that smart. Right. And they fucking just, they try to get out of it.
They're like, I ain't gonna cross this person because for real, I was real ass shit. But the other person, I really didn't give a fuck about them. So it was
exactly. And sometimes you can get caught cheating before you can get to the house and move your shit out.
Right.
Some people get caught, like you might have cheated yesterday, like, you know what, baby? I'm gonna go home and break up with this bitch. And all of a sudden you get home, the bitch and cut up your clothes. Right. I was just about to come pick this shit up.
Ladies, listen. Ladies, if you get caught cheating, if he's a hitter, don't go home yet. Yeah. However, if he's not,
wait till in the morning,
and you just gotta
and bring housing authority.
Listen, you just gotta hear his mouth. I don't know. You know what? I was with somebody who was like, I'm real big on don't call me a bitch. I mean, because I don't refer to myself as that. I don't, and I don't go around my friends and be like, bitch. We don't do that shit unless we rapping too short. So I'm like, don't call me a bitch. This person was horrible at calling people bitches, but I like the style. So I've heard him say this shit to other people. Swear to God, for years, this person never called me a bitch. Never fucking disrespected me like that.
Probably because you pounding your fucking hand like that.
but
that's what I was thinking.
Listen,
hey, that was a pretty solid clap.
Right.
And listen.
These her voice got deep, and then the nigga ain't never.
I will never date a woman with a clap that solid.
Never. Listen.
It shook the table.
That wasn't even a real clap. That was fist palm.
And we never had physical issues. None of that because
I bet.
I'm not for blocking doors.
Of course.
Right.
I'm not for. I mean, not for that reason. I'm not for blocking doors. I'm not tearing up your shit. I'm not doing none of that. It takes too much fucking effort.
You can't tell me you ain't put your hands on a
Listen, never. Because
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you neither.
I don't believe you.
You know
I don't believe you neither.
I look at it like this. I got a brother, and I don't want nobody putting their fucking hands on my brother. It just is what it is. I don't, and I've never.
I see your brother. He big. You ain't got to worry about that. But I don't believe.
No, we done had some.
She done pushed the nigga into the wall and shit.
Never.
The nigga that broke his goddamn skull.
Never.
And she like, he tripped.
What? If y'all chicks,
I believe every woman. You know what?
Lies.
And I gotta say this. I'm not about to pull you into this. Let me just say, even if I didn't know you, this is what I would say.
Lies.
And I don't think it's a lie. I don't believe that every woman would say some of the, because everybody done some bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Well, we can.
I cannot sit here and say that I could talk to a person over 30 years old who's been in relationships or dealt with people like, let's say a late bloomer, or I had my first relationship, I lost my virginity at 25. I might believe it. But if you've dealt with people, you've done some bullshit. I've done some bullshit.
Luckily for you,
I've done some shit that I probably would never talk about on a podcast, a national show when we get it.
Right.
I'll never talk about it because I don't even want to be looked at as that person no more. Listen, because I'm way too mature now for that.
Well, I'll say this to the podcast. Anyone who wants to know on Facebook, whatever. No nigga can say I've blocked doors, I've put my hands on them, I fucked up their car, I did none of this shit. One, because I know my shit is out there. And there was times a chick didn't have insurance. So I don't want you out there fucking up my shit. Now I gotta come out of pocket to fix my shit. I'm not doing that. Because you get more when you just be like, okay.
You know what? I gotta say this before we move on for our last topic. The fact that you keep saying blocked doors, niggas in relationships know about them blocked doors.
Yeah,
that's why you feel like it's important. You've done it. Every nigga that got mad at a chick and play that fake ass lead.
Listen, this is why.
Give me my goddamn game. Where's the other controller at? So you gonna hide the other controller? It's right there on the table. Where did the fuck you get on the table?
Then when you get to the door with all your shit in front of it, then you start fighting. This
is what you said. This is what you say when you get to the door. So you just gonna let me walk the fuck out?
Or you start throwing shit.
This is shit I'm talking about. You don't fucking care.
Listen. You tell Cortez.
I'm practicing that shit tonight.
So you gonna let me?
I've been there. I tried to get out the door with a fucking dinette set before.
I say block doors because I.
Oh, damn well I ain't heard no. To take that motherfucker.
I done been over people's house.
Oh, bitch, I bought this. Take these goddamn mats off of it.
I done been over people's
Fake
house
ass
and they
apples.
block
Get
doors.
this shit off.
And I'm like, that takes too much energy. I had a dude who was like this, trying to get me. I'm like, nigga, I'm not blocking the door. Like, if it was working, like, you just go, no, nigga.
Get your hands off me. Get your hands off me.
like you could go ahead and go. And I've seen it. I've been over friends' house like, damn, nigga, you ain't gonna let this nigga leave.
I blocked some doors before. I have blocked some doors.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I admit it too. And you know what? Some females, I'll put this out there. Females, even if they want to block that door, deep down inside they want to block that door. Some females just have it in them. You will not see. Hey, you know what?
Coming back though.
They're not blocking the
Not
door
all
no
of
more, Ryan, because they taking your game system. You can't find that other remote for a long ass time.
They know you coming back. You got my rechargeable battery, bitch.
That shit,
I will be back.
You finally find your shit. Your shit is in the broiler with that shit in the oven. And you like when did we get a broiler? What the fuck is a broiler?
Hey, I will say this. I've had a lot of female friends. I've had some real deep conversations with them. And like I had a girl tell me one of the worst stories ever. But it's something that's it's something that certain females have in them. They was like, I don't give a fuck what a nigga do to him. And they have like this mentality like for Bianca is blocking doors. For her, it was, I will never let a nigga see me shed one tear. I don't give a fuck if you stabbing me. You will never see me cry. I don't give a fuck what you do, what you say. Some females just have certain things, and I believe it when the way she told me, I damn near was crying. Like, I will never let a man in my life see me cry. I don't give a fuck what he's doing.
Mine is just physical violence, because if I got to do all that shit, that's too much. I'm sorry. And anybody can say, well, no, bitch, you didn't know. If I have to do that much to fucking keep you or keep your fucking attention, that is just that's exhausting.
Yeah, that shit causes too many.
That's exhausting. I'm too lazy. I don't want to. My ex was like, yeah, this bitch.
I'm too lazy.
Listen, then my ex was like, I say to him, I'm like, just like, look at your car. He was like, yeah, man, I'm not used to this shit. I said, exactly, but this is why I have to go. You're fucking with too many crazy motherfuckers.
I got this other question, right? I don't know if y'all seen my Facebook question about the child support. Like this was yesterday, right? So it's a heavy topic, and I want y'all.
I don't have no kids, so you know I ain't paying now.
Right. So my question,
give it up.
My question was, if a man is overpaying child support, say that the kid's expenses is $600, but he's paying $800 a month. Should he still have to buy a Christmas gift? And if he does have to buy a Christmas gift, can you shoot back him the extra that he's paying for that's not needed, so he can go buy that Christmas gift? I'm starting off with Ryan.
All right, if I was in that position, I'm one of the type of people that obviously if I'm paying child support, me and her didn't work. If a child of mine is in the picture, I'm one of those people, and petty's the word. I don't give a fuck if I probably at the end of that year I ain't got no more $5 in my pocket. I'm gonna make sure that I buy that motherfucking kid all the fuck that I thought he wanted and thought he needed, just because I'm gonna try to show that bitch that you not breaking me home. I paid you $800, bitch. I bought $1,000 worth of motherfucking Christmas gifts.
But do you feel like?
I'm gonna be making a payment plan on this light bill, but bitch, you ain't gonna know that unless you walk in there and see me sitting on that bench. You know the people got to sit on that bench.
Right.
Bitch, as long as you don't walk in here, I'm satisfied.
But do you feel like? The mom, as a mom, do you feel like it's just for her to give you the money back? Like, why am I paying $800 and only $600 is being used? Like, why not kick me back to $200?
Man, I feel it's some good women out here that some of them may go to. I've seen so many instances because I do have a lot of family members and friends involved in these situations. Some women actually don't try to rob you. Yeah. They just want the help.
Right.
And when you go in there and the judge motherfuckers say, okay, this amount.
Yep.
So I've seen it get kicked back.
Yep.
Or I've seen, like, you know what I mean, a lot of respect in that situation where they say, okay, this is what I asked you for. Your dumb ass fucked around and got the judge on your ass. Exactly. And he told you this.
Exactly.
So I've seen some real chicks do it. I can't deny it.
Only reason why I say that because I got a friend that's going through this shit right now. Good guy, got his child on health care and everything at his job. He paid $1,000 a month. Granted, he makes good money, right? But when you think about making good money and then you think about his own household, so now he's spending $1,000 for one kid, but he got 3 others at home and a wife, and his wife ain't working because she's watching the kids. You know what I mean? At the house because they can't afford to really for both of them to work and pay for daycare for 3 kids or whatever, right? So now my man is paying $1,000. He got a whole house. He got kids and a wife. His money on paper looks good, but financially it ain't looking too good where he got extra money to do shit with. And I was thinking, like, can you imagine somebody taking $500 out your paycheck a month? I don't know what your paycheck look like, but $500 is a big ass punch to my paycheck. Like, if you take $500 out,
if you take $500 of anybody's paycheck, I don't give a fuck how much you make. You gonna see that shit.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt. You know what I mean? That hurts. You know what I mean? So if I could have that $500 back, I'd be probably well off. I'm at $1,000. But I understand, you know, like how the court system works. Like they go off by how much you make and how much the kid needs or whatever. But I do feel like if I'm overpaying some shit, like I should get that back. I don't feel like I should be doing extra shit when you got my extra money.
So this is my question. My question for that is how because when child support happens, you have to list the needs of this kid, like individually,
right?
Like what is needed and
right.
why,
right?
So I'm just wondering what was on paper, and they verified they have to. It's not like they just say, "Oh yeah, this is right."
Right. There
has to be something there, and it's usually like medical or daycare or something that makes you, and not just for your not just for your friend's situation, because I don't know anything about that. I know. I mean, I can't speak on why somebody else would do that, or is that?
Yeah. What about you? I mean, like if you was in that scenario.
I mean, I do get child support from my son.
What does it cover?
It covers his daycare. Half of it.
Half of his daycare.
Actually, I won't even go into that. Like my I'll say they offered me more, right? That would have actually covered, because I paid healthcare for him,
right? And
they told me he could, right. But I'm like, I'll go ahead and pay it. I'm already paying it. But my they said I can get more basically because he makes cool money, so I could have got more. And he was going through the motions of trying to fight me on it. And I've always been a person like, just talk to me. Like, I've never done you dirty. Like, just talk to me. And he had somebody in his ear telling him some other shit. Yeah. So when he finally talked to me, I'm like, you don't even have to pay that much. I just need money for this. Because I make cool money too. Right. So I'm like, I just need money for this for your kid. And then, so I'm getting less than what they even fucking offer me. So I'm not like that. But I also feel like, before I was getting child support, I'm paying for everything. Oh, were you? So it's kind of like this, though. I say that. It's kind of like this, though. Sometimes, and not in your friend's case, I don't know your friend, but sometimes we miss the point of, like, when we say a person saying, they taking this out of my check, they taking out this of my check. Sometimes when this shit is high, it's back. And sometimes you go through situations. I went through situations where I'm paying everything. $700, $800 a daycare is coming from me. So you can't, and this is going on. Yeah, that's tough. So you can't technically say, well, this is what I'm paying a month, because every situation is different. You have to ask, how long was this person taking out of her pocket or his pocket? Because I know some dudes who have full custody of their kids. So how long was this one parent paying for everything out of their pocket before they started to get that help? And when they started to get that help, what about that shit that they paid before they even got it from you? And again, I'm not trying to say that in every situation, but I am saying that sometimes when I see people talk about child support, they forget that part. Like, if I have to pay for something, like when they say, well, the money should go for the kid. But the kid could have needed some extra shit that when the money didn't come, I paid for that. Like, I'm still, the person that is still there is still paying. If kids or children are in a home, You're using more utilities, more food, more everything. And not everybody gets government assistance. It's not like that. So a lot of these people where the kid is there, I can tell the difference. A lot of the times when the kid is in the home, you are spending more, period, than what you would if it was just you. And I had my first kid at 30. I know the fucking difference of when I didn't have him in my money and when I did have him. You know, like I'm not young. It's not like I had him when I was young, so I don't know the difference. I know the fucking difference. I can add my money. So you have to remember in these, not all cases, some women are greedy, some women are mean and spiteful, and they do that, and that's fucked up. If you could actually co-parent with a person, just say, hey, I just need this and I just need that. But when we talk about money, remember, there are times when this other parent, male or female, is taking completely out of their fucking pocket to pay for this shit. And the money that you're sending me didn't cover this, or it didn't come from this. It's just a different situation. So I'm sorry for your friend, especially if he's trying to co-parent and get that shit together, and it's just not happening. But this is exactly why everybody is not, even if you have kids with somebody and it doesn't work out, at the end of the day, you still have to try to find some way, because it just is what it is. That's your life now. This is your reality. You have to find some type of way to make this shit work. There's some days that I be like, but I'm gonna do this shit for my kid, because that's what's important. Now, his well-being mentally, because sometimes as black people, we be like, well, no, you should just let whatever. If a person ain't in a person's life or in a kid's life, you should still let that person see him whenever, because that's what they need. But we don't understand that in and out is mental too. That could fuck up a kid. And the fact that we don't fucking think about that is stupid to me. Like, that's crazy to me. But you still have to try to make co-parenting work. At one time, you was talking to this person, whether you was just fucking them or you was in a relationship with them. And that may not happen for years, but you got to do what the fuck you got to do to try to make it work, because you got a kid. You can't take that shit back.
Yeah, I guess the moral of this last conversation is stay together when you have babies.
$1,000? Damn, I should have been like, hey, what you doing tonight? Try to read.
Well, I understand he was making over $100,000 a year, but he ain't making that shit now. So
I should have been like,
so he can't have like a readjustment hearing or something like that if you making $100,000.
The reason why they won't readjust it is because he had got fired and he had lost his job. So now he got a new job, and the job ain't making as much anymore. But he's so far behind now is that he got to play catch up.
So even if he do,
it doesn't matter.
Going to back. Yeah. Got you.
So like he can't even do nothing about it. So because the expenses is still the same. Like the expenses is still the same, and he had to stay up with the payments because they're not going to change it. Like you think about like what she was saying. Like if I gotta come out of pocket, that means that you ain't paying enough. So if like when that shit stopped, she had to come out of pocket and pay a whole bunch of shit. So now he got back child support that he got to catch up on, and this nigga is losing most of his check.
Man.
It's a fucked up situation, but he goes every Monday, or I shouldn't say every Monday. He goes to see somebody and try to readjust it as much as he can, but they haven't so far. So
I mean, they have advocates that you can. I think we're horrible at communication and trying to continue to have those conversations with somebody, because sometimes when a relationship don't work out, the person gonna be hard. Like, and depending on who was the one that felt like they got done wrong, it's sometimes, not in all cases, it's gonna be the person that's like the one who's like, no, I'm not doing that. But that's what I'm saying. Communication is key, and it may sound like bullshit now, but it is. It's just, I'm going through this. I got this shit going on. Like, what can we do? The only thing that makes shit hard when you readjust some shit is because when you get comfortable and you like, okay, this is cool. Or you don't want to do anything. You be like, damn, shit, I was being nice. I mean, I ain't had to have that issue, but I'm just saying, I know some people who have tried to be nice and been like, I'm gonna take you off. Let's just work together. I don't even want these people in our business. And then they do that shit, and the person turn around and do the same fucked up shit. So, I mean, what are you going to do? That's why I got one. I backed out of that bitch like, oh, shit. What's going on? What the hell's going on? I'm out.
Yeah, as soon as this podcast blows, there'll be 3 more.
Listen, so that part first, I'll be like, gotta get your little furrow.
Right.
We got to catch this flight.
We'll be broadcasting live. You got motherfuckers combing the fur.
Listen with the squirrel. With the squirrel.
Got motherfucker feeding that motherfucker.
On the shoulder tips.
Hey y'all, we are back. We are back to normal. No boiling broccoli on this show.
Had to give up the boiling broccoli.
No
That
man
shit
down.
had me in rehab for a week.
What was that peacoat?
He got out.
I went home. My woman was like, I woke up the next day. She was like, I was waiting up for you. I was trying to get some. I was nudging you and shit. And I was like, you was? She was like, yeah, you just wouldn't wake up. I said, bitch, you should have nudged a little harder. Well, that shit had me gone. Like, I was at home. Like, when I woke up, I didn't even know where the fuck I was at. I was like, when did I get here?
Damn, that was like that. You missed that you up text.
Right.
He's like, Ron, make sure he get home.
Right.
All right, I looked out the door till he got up the hill. Goddamn, I did my part.
Sleeping and quit your part.
I'm gonna go get some fucking gum the next morning. This nigga over there.
We didn't play. Shut your ass. We didn't play a game today.
I know.
Fuck that game.
I know. We didn't even. You know what?
You not on? You need some time?
And the only reason we got.
What happened to your porn phone messed up?
That mug
No, it's still popping.
You dropped that shit in some,
I got extra security on that motherfucker.
was that?
You dropped that shit in some baby oil. It ain't been the same since. Charger is not detected.
Oh shit!
He said this shit don't charge. This shit don't charge.
I'm about to say, how you know?
This shit don't charge.
How you know about
Put
that?
this shit in some rice for 5 minutes.
I was just about to say,
Pour
you
this
should
shit
been right
back
for
out.
2 weeks.
The charger is not
How do
connected.
you know?
You know everybody know about the charger not connected. You drop it in some water, it's a done deal.
You done had some incidents.
Nah, I ain't never had no incidents. You know what? I never, knock on wood,
Like, I got this shit everywhere.
knock on wood, I never got caught watching porn before.
Me neither.
I never got caught.
It's gonna happen soon.
I pray not. I just be watching. I be watching porn on anything I can find. I was watching porn.
I used to be scared when I didn't have my own place. Like that was like one of my worst fears to get caught watching it.
Niggas is trifling.
Yeah, I swear to God, but now, shit, I can lock my doors. I know, shit, ain't nobody got no key to the screen though. My girl got a key to the house, but she got a motherfucking key to that screen. So when I'm here, peeking through maybe it was little peeking through the blinds, make sure everybody gone.
You're like, psh.
Oh, like anybody coming back?
All right, nigga, let's turn on this
Let's get ready to
Kazaa
rumble.
right quick. Remember LimeWire and shit? You download you a good 5-minute porn on LimeWire. You was good to go.
Yeah, until it downloaded and it was like a church special.
You
This ain't no
download that
goddamn
shit.
porn.
You download that shit. You like, why are these people fucking dancing? Where the head at? They talking about the head of the church. You got to be kidding me. I remember downloading that shit and deleting it right after I watched it.
Yeah, exactly. Man, this nigga crazy. I remember back in the day, it was about a good maybe
It was
2
on my
or 3
mama
years.
computer. That's why. It's on my mom.
It was a long time before I could watch porn with the sound on.
Oh yeah, you can't watch the porn with the sound.
For like the first 5 years, I didn't hear what the bitches was saying.
Nah.
What it sounded like.
Dude, when I first started, getting introduced to porn, like I was amazed by certain shit that I'm not so much amazed by now. Like when I used to watch porn, the girl, when she was having sex, she would play with herself too. And I always thought like, man, this nigga ain't hitting it right. Then I found out it's just some freakier bitches than everybody else. Like they know what makes them feel good.
Yeah.
They like, nigga, your dick in me plus me playing with myself is gonna make me come. And I realize if that's the case, goddammit, can you hurry the fuck up? Because I'm about to come. I know what I like too, bitch.
You ever been young and seeing a girl do that?
Right.
And when she not doing it, you start doing it, and that bitch look at you funny.
Right. Nigga, I still got problems.
I don't
rubbing
want
it
your
too
finger
late.
there.
Right. I still got a problem. Am I rubbing it too goddamn hard? Because it looked like you was rubbing it hard. I'm just trying to match what you was doing. Am I going too
be
fast?
looking like they DJing, like scratching
Right.
records and shit. Like, damn, man. All right.
They
hey,
do.
y'all-
Hold on. They do the little thing. They go past real fast and they slow down. Real fast again and slow back down. I tried that shit. This shit don't work for
It'd
me.
be a circular motion, but you know what? I think we facing the wrong way.
Right.
See, we gotta be like behind. You gotta have another nigga like behind them, like maybe under them doing. You know what? It don't work when you're
It
on.
don't work when we on.
No, not when you're on the other side.
We don't know how to DJ right.
Exactly.
I'm trying to DJ for you. I switch hands, lick my other hand. Nigga, I was cute. Was it cute off of Q off of Juice.
Damn, Juice.
Juice, nigga. What? Nigga, I thought I was that nigga. I was hitting the turntables on that bitch. That shit
That's your problem.
was not it.
You gotta help all the time. Everybody ain't ask for your motherfucker. So get your helpful ass on and just sit up there and wait for your cue.
Yeah, hey, fellas, right there. That's a little bit of advice before we leave. If y'all see them doing something and they not doing it, I would say, hey, you might have been enough that day.
Yeah,
but don't try to improvise, bro. Leave them alone.
Leave that shit alone.
Just let it go. Hey, y'all, we out.
Later.
See ya.